Hey y'all, how's it going? I'm excited for another stream. I have so much to share with you guys, I don't even know where to start. Okay, this is probably a good place to start. I'm a Twitch affiliate as of 12 minutes ago. The second we started the stream, there was already enough of you hanging out that I instantly got it. So that's freaking crazy. Thank you. I really appreciate that. I feel so official. Do I really know what this means? Truthfully, no. I have not had a whole lot of time to figure out all the inner workings of Twitch. Speaking of, I embarrassed myself yesterday at the end of the stream by not raiding another streamer. I'm looking for a pen so I can write down a note. I have all my pens in the living room. Hey honey, if you're watching this, can you bring me a pen? Anyway, I'm gonna write a sticky note right in front of my face so I don't forget to raid another streamer at the end here. Bear with me. I am Twitch baby just for now. But yes, hello, welcome in, Alice, my husband, and Gintopia. Hello. It is stream time. Thanks.
And
I'm just gonna write raid. I know it's not the end of the world, but like, it feels very not creator helpful to not raid. It's like what you do. So I was like, oh no, I'm so sorry. Oh my gosh. All right, Alice says, it means you can now have your own emojis. Oh, well, heck yeah. I have a lot of custom emojis on our Discord server, so I'd love to include that too. Okay, this isn't obvious enough. There we go. I already have sticky notes all over my desk, so I have to put it in a new sticky note spot. All right, it's right in front of my face. I will not forget. But yeah, thank you guys so much for helping me reach Twitch affiliate. If you prefer to watch on YouTube, you're now free to go wherever you want. All right, that's a request we are going to work on. Oop, my keyboard's all crooked. And then also for anyone that is lurking or hanging out, I have presents for you guys. This is part of my newsletter. So I'm actually really setting up my newsletter to communicate what I'm up to and share free stuff. So the free stuff right now is this 3 printable model. On the left is the render, on the right is the actual 3D print. This is a goblin on a crag cat, this isn't it. But anyway, the minis in that picture are about this big. I don't have these specific minis in my hands. But anyway, these are free right now if you join my newsletter. You have to confirm your email in order for it to work. But I'd really appreciate if you guys sign up for this, even if you already follow me on Patreon, because with, you know, algorithm and social media and stuff, emailing you is really the only 100% surefire way that you're gonna know what I'm up to. And then you get free shit, so yeah, if you want free stuff from me and just like goofy stuff, I'm not gonna send spam at all. It's just gonna be straight up like, hey, upcoming collections, hey, free stuff, more cool stuff, ugly picture of my dog, more free stuff. So if that interests you, I would love if you signed up, it'd mean a lot. Yeah. Alice says, also Twitch affiliate. Now you can get money, but emojis are clearly more important. Ah, yes, I concur. All right. Another thing that I am trying out here. Oh, I also signed paperwork this morning for my ZBrush Live / ZBrush beta tester team. So it's official. I am now like locked and loaded, NDA, can't talk about anything. Just kidding. Well, for the beta stuff, I'm not kidding at all. I can literally I'll just say I'm on the team, but I won't tell you guys literally anything else unless it's already public information. But I got cool stuff I get to talk to them about. I got some ideas, so I'm excited. But yes, other thing too is I have decided to add, maybe, we'll see if I like it. I'm just trying it out. I have a little timer. It should appear in like a couple seconds. Just so we know how much stream time is left. There it is. There's 2 hours by default. I have a really hard time keeping track of time, as you guys have noticed. And I love when you guys donate so I can stream longer. Generally speaking, $15 gets you another hour, which then goes towards our weekly goal, which ends up in a whole brand new stream. But anyway, something that's clear. And so we all know what's going on. So you can grab a break, you know when to come back. If it feels pushy or weird, let me know. I really just want it to be more informative. So if it doesn't seem informative, I'll just remove the Ko-Fi tips add time. I only put that on there because it just seemed clear. Never ever expected, always appreciated. Okay, enough about that. Let's talk about today's sculpt, shall we? Okay, I forgot to tell her, and well, maybe I should ping her in Discord. I'm gonna ping her really quick. This is our Discord. Pinging Angie. Last minute heads up. Sorry. But in good news, I am sculpting your character today. God, I'm useless sometimes. Like right now. Goodness gracious. Anyway. If you're Angie from the future, I'm sorry, I'm useless. I didn't know I was sculpting your character until about 10 minutes ago, if it helps at all. Yeah. Absolutely. Okay. I'm also not familiar with how Twitch donations work, so if you give me money on Twitch, I don't know if that's going to count for extra time. I have it just all for Ko-Fi right now, but I'm pretty sure Twitch lets you keep your tips. YouTube takes 30%. Please don't give me money on YouTube. They keep making that higher and higher. Anyway. I think we're all set now. All of the things. So many things. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think you can donate on Twitch because I haven't even set it up yet. I made affiliate 12 minutes ago. So, yeah. Yet. Yeah. All right, let's talk about today's request. Something interesting is you're going to see the whole process. I usually have some stuff kind of planned ahead of time. Not at all this time. I am ahead on my work, which is now causing other problems, good problems, but yeah, it means I didn't have as much time to prepare today. Yes. That makes sense, Dragon. Ko-Fi's the way. Also, Ko-Fi, the bar will automatically fill up. I don't have to touch it. Honestly, if someone, or collectively we hit $15 donations today, and I have to reset this timer, we're gonna have to see if Mia can add. So, that's a whole other thing. Anyway, here's a request. Angie says, I would like to see an Aasimar monkey-tailed goblin. You can see why I have not been able to pick up this request and put it into a pack yet, because it's so niche and so cool. I just couldn't figure out where to put it. She has long, loose, wavy hair, a halo, and feathered wings. She's a mage and loves to use her magic, which is sparkly. She's a self-proclaimed sparkle mage. She's one of the happiest people you could ever meet. She's always smiling, waving, and trying to make friends. She generally floats instead of walks, and has a tiny crystal familiar that also floats or sits on her halo. So, just a really easy model to figure out. But seriously, a lot of cool stuff for me to show you guys how I figure this kind of stuff out. Yeah. Alice said, never before have I wanted to donate $15 just to break the setup so much. Yeah, I have no idea how to update the timer. I just kind of figured, you know, people are back to school. I don't know. I figured I'd be a little slow time in donation so I could set this up and then not... I'm not going to say not to donate, but like, you would cue immediate embarrassment of me trying to add and figure out how to reset my timer. Before the stream started, it was locked at 24 hours, and I was like, I'll just tell the stream ends at 22 hours. I'm like, no, Mia, that's terrible. You need to figure out how to fix this. Anyway. See, also, the Mothman Museum is pretty close to you, I think. Maybe. I live in East Tennessee. I'm right outside Knoxville. Yeah. All right. Dragon, I love seeing you in the chat again. It always makes me happy. All right, the first thing that we're gonna do is build a reference board. So I need a cute goblin. If you wanna be part of this, what's a word I'm looking for? Reference collecting party, feel free to post stuff in our Discord under Tabard Livestream. If I like it, I'll add to the board. If I don't, I won't. Here is our board. We're gonna be big smart, as opposed to small stupid. And we are going to grab references and throw them over here. So I'm gonna type in Goblin D&D. This is exactly how I do my process. I usually never show this on stream. If you guys wish I did, I don't know, let me know. Okay, so an Aasimar monkey-tailed. So all these goblins I think are fine. This is great. This is not a goblin. This is not the kind of goblin we're making today. We're making a goblin. We're doing this, but cute. All right, what if I type in angel? Goblin D&D angel. That's kind of a difficult one. I knew this would be a hard one to grab references for, so I'm kind of excited to see what we can grab. Male or female character? Female. Okay, I also like to grab references just of things that I like, even if they're not like the best reference. If I just see it and it makes me happy, it goes on the board. Goblin, D&D. She has feathered wings. She's sparkly, happy, cute, floating. What's her class? Didn't say. Well, no, she's a sparkle mage, so she's probably a sorcerer if I had to guess. Innately magical. I do want her to be like really cute. Okay, this is really precious. Again, not the right class. This is more like an alchemist, but it has that cute vibe. So Asim are typically pretty, described as cute and floating. Yes, I think we're gonna lean towards that for sure. Not as close as I thought you were in Kentucky. It's in Point Pleasant, West Virginia. Oh, I think I drove through that, but yeah. I just tried to measure distance Google Maps like in Roll20. That's great. I'm gonna type in pretty goblin and let's see what happens. I think we all know what's going to happen. Just give me pinups with green skin. Okay, actually no. I was wrong. These are pretty good still. This is cute. I really like this one. This is of my favorite so far. Because the outfit still feels kind of goblin-y, but it's also on the prettier side, you know? Can we make these images smaller or larger, or are you going to fight me? Okay, you only want to change size from your bottom right corner. That's annoying, but that's fine. Okay. I don't even know if Goblin Sorcerer is going to give us anything. Let's see. I can already see a bit of a pose idea. Try pretty female goblin. Tribal one isn't bad. I could see that. These are all very Pathfindery. I don't think we're going to be doing a Pathfindery goblin, really. Did I spell sorcerer wrong? It's okay. We're not worrying about it. I cannot spell on stream. Like, I can generally spell decently, but for some reason, just like having a camera in front of me, I'm like, nope. All right. Alice says, also, you do have to have 50 bucks saved up on Twitch before you can withdraw as an affiliate. That's fine. That's a lot of different platforms that I'm on. Okay. Let's see. What did you say to try? Pretty female goblin. Pretty female. Giving about the same results. It's just pretty, but still good. Okay, she specified long, wavy hair, I believe. Yes, long, loose, wavy hair, a halo, feathered wings, mage. Okay. Oh, this one kind of has that tail, actually. Because she does have a monkey tail. All right, our board is coming together. I'm now going to type in Goblin Mage. See what we get. There's Angie. Thanks for the heads up. I will see if I can pop by. I'm in the office today, so I may not be available. Thank you. Not a problem. If you did have any refs, feel free to send them over. Okay, how realistic that is with you at work. Do not search ASMR Goblin on Google. It gives you results for ASMR Goblin. I'm sorry that you had that experience. Oh gosh. So if she's a mage, do you think she's gonna have a staff? Well, she's a sorcerer, I would think no, because they're more innately magical, but don't they use a staff like as a conduit? Thinking. Did you set up the poll for the Halloween thing yet? No, I think I'm just going to decide and then tease. Good question, though. Okay, we're going to type in Sparkle Goblin because that's the most important word here. Oh gosh, this is really cute. I like this a lot. It's not helpful, but I really enjoy it. Searching Goblin Cleric or Goblin Healer might give you imagery for the ASMR parts. Yeah, I think you're right. Goblin Cleric. Goblin Cleric especially. This is fun having you guys part of this process. I'm enjoying this. I really like that. And I like this too for the expression. I think we have enough to go on here. I really like this character the most. This one I like less now that I feel a bit more serious. I tend to size my references based on how important they are and how much I want their design to reflect in the final. I think the witch hat's a little on the nose, so we will not do that. You said Goblin Cleric and you also said Healer. Let's try Healer. Okay, we're now gonna pivot and go to Aasimar Cleric because I can just make it a goblin. Okay, maybe not Cleric because she's not necessarily a cleric. Hello, Hack and Slash. Happy Wednesday. We are gathering references currently for this request. An Aasimar, monkey-tailed goblin, long, loose, wavy hair, a halo, feathered wing. She's a mage, loves magic, sparkly magic. She's a self-proclaimed sparkle mage, and the happiest person you could ever meet. So yeah, just whimsy goblin is what we're going for here. Can maybe if I can get that whimsy goblin. Okay, I love everything on the screen right now, but it is not terribly helpful for what I am eating, so no. I'll just type an Aasimar mage and we'll kind of see what we get. That's got cute vibes. I just don't know if I want her to have any armor. I don't think so. Oh, I really like this. This is nice. It's like that Art Nouveau sort of style. That's cute, Alice. And you know, it does feel a bit more goblin-y too. I like the proportions as well. Yoink. There we go. Let's bring it over here. I forgot what I was doing. There. Thank you, Alice. Oh no, that's a screenshot. Copy, paste. There we go. It's not actually in my scene, it just looks like it's in my scene. I don't need any words, just pictures. There we go. I'm trying to think what will make her look innately magical. Nifty says, ooh, more goblins, me like you. Welcome in, Nifty. Anything else? As she is a sparkle mage, should we look at magical girl type stuff? Yes. Yes. That is what I was missing. Yes. 1000% yes. Oh my goodness. I don't know how far we can go with this. Oh, I don't want to annoy Angie. She's literally at work. But I'm like, are we doing magical girl? Because I would love that. How about we do this outfit right here, which is pretty, you know, unoffensive, straightforward, can be magic. And then we just add like a little bit of ruffle, a little bit of magical girl, you know? I think that could be perfect. Especially for the long wavy hair. Oh my goodness, this hairstyle is so cute. I think I have enough to get rolling. So if you guys have any specific words, references you want to share, throw them in now. Oh, you guys can post links? What? Cool. I love Twitch. Oh gosh, I don't want to annoy Angie, but I need confirmation on the magical girl because I feel like it'd be perfect. But if I'm wrong, I'd be very wrong. Oh my goodness, it's Angie. Hey, Janera. Hey y'all, I missed what you're working on. I'm guessing it's Angelic Goblin. Yes, Magical Girl. Yes. She has a spell where she can throw a tiara re-Sailor Moon. Oh my goodness. Heck yeah. Wow, you found possibly the most accurate, hyper-specific reference possible. Who posted this again? 1 million points. 1 bajillion points. Oh, Janae, I'm so glad you could pop in just for a moment. I know you're at work, and I'm sorry I gave you like literally no heads up. I also didn't know I was going to be sculpting this. Okay, I'm going to get rid of the quirkier ones. What do you think of this hair? Oh, I think this hair is so cute. She throws her halo, but yeah. That's awesome. This is going to be fantastic. So I am going to still somewhat base the outfit off of this like standard adventure, and then we will magic girl it up from there. And then this one, I liked the vibes, but now it's feeling too sleepy. So we're going to kind of combine these two here. Okay. And I just love the hair, so that makes it easy. The hair is great. It's long, wavy, and she has flowers in it. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to replace all of these star and moon imagery that you usually find with magical girls with flowers. Absolutely. What? I'm sure nobody would abuse the links. I will handle that. Not at this exact moment, but later. Okay. I now want to format this to fit onto our stream. Because I did fancy stuff and I would like to use said fancy stuff. Okay. I don't need Angie's request on the board. I need it like right in front of my face. So we're gonna grab this, we're gonna pin it, wham, done. It's funny because like what I'm doing right now is like the main reason why I usually don't show this building on stream, and I'm realizing it really doesn't take me very long. The parts that I think that are kind of boring. So you guys might see more of this entire process in future streams. So I think it's very helpful. All right, these three are our quintessential references. I do like this one a lot though. So I'm gonna cover up a little bit of this. Ooh, don't add to. Don't try to be smart. Don't you hate when the software is like, ooh, let me help you? And I'm like, no, what are we doing? I do not want to be helped. All right, sweet. Now that I have this, I'm going to screenshot the entire thing and close Milanote. And that way, if you guys have any additional references, I can really easily add them and do fun stuff. Bam. So smart. Yeah, we actually have a little bit like a pocket at the bottom here where I can already add some more. Let me try to make this fit. Perfect. Okay, we have our board. Heck yeah. Is the tail monkey just because prehensile or also fluffy? I'm assuming tail, also fluffy. Ask her about the monkey side, how strong that influence is. Well, it's Aasimar monkey-tailed goblin. I'm not sure if like it's super monkey outside of the tail. But yeah. Oh, these are all cute. All right, sweet. I think we are ready to go. This is gonna go through a lot of iterations. Flowers, ruffles, bows, anything girly. Oh, this is gonna be fun. This is going to be great. I'm gonna take a screenshot of that. And that's gonna go up here as well. She basically just has a monkey-like tail, feathered wings, and a halo. I can do that. All right, last but not least, I'm going to make myself a checklist because there are some very niche items here that if I forget them, it's not going to be the model really. Sometimes I take model requests and I really add and do whatever I want with it, but every now and then I have a unique model like this and I know the requester, I do like to pretty much treat it like a pseudo commission. Okay, monkey tail, feathered wings, and this is just for me really, so if you can't read this, don't worry about it. We're done. Loose, wavy hair. The halo, I don't really know how to figure out how to incorporate, but we will. Mage. I'm gonna put Sparkle Mage, Smiling, anything girly. So I'm gonna take that comment Janaea had. Flowers, ruffles, bows, girly. Janaea says, I appreciate your attention to detail. I appreciate you supporting me on Patreon and giving me fun requests. It's big win-win. A tiny crystal familiar that also floats or sits on her halo. That I probably won't be able to incorporate unless it literally looks like a crystal or a gem. Then I probably can. Smiling, big happy. Floating, question mark. I might just do like a sparkly, swirly cloud that supports her so she looks like she's floating. Yeah. Oh, the gem is gone now. No gem. It might be good if the tail is really fluffy, but that might look cat or foxish. I'll be able to prevent that by just making like the fur tip really fluffy. Yeah. All right, we have our list. Going to screenshot this and replace Janaea's request with this checklist. And then we begin. This is gonna be super fun. So yeah, this is the prep I always make sure never to do on stream because I'm worried I'll bore you guys to death. Turns out it only takes 20 minutes and that was pretty fun. So yeah. My driver is not working. That's okay. Let me have it wake up while I take a sip of water. All right. I'm ready. First, I need a body. This first stage is going to be like our kit bashing stage. We're gonna go through a lot of changes. This is gonna be cool. Hello, Paint. Nifty says, Maxon news again? I signed all the paperwork this morning. I am official. Very exciting. For those that didn't know, I announced it on the last stream, but I'm officially going to be a ZBrush live streamer. So I'll be on the Maxon channel at least once a month. How freaking cool is that? It feels so special. New Ko-Fi shop sale. Hey, sale from someone. I have a feeling I know who that someone is. I don't know how to change my timer. 1 second. Thank you so much. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you guys about that again. Thank you, thank you. I appreciate the congratulations. I am so excited. I feel so fancy. But yeah. Yep, we have another hour. Thank you, Traveler. Everyone super appreciates that. I don't know how to reset my timer. Give me 1 second while I figure out how to fix that. You're the best, Traveler. Okay. This won't take long. But even if it did, I have time. Usually I'm more prepared than this. Ooh, I grabbed this just in case this would happen. So this is all I have to figure out, guys. I just have to figure out how to get my Stream Elements widget to update without breaking it. That's it. I can do it. I can do it. This will only take a couple minutes. All right, so we have, see, I have it up. We have 1 hour and 35 minutes. So now we have 2 hours and 35 minutes. Ooh, this is really not that complicated. I can do it. Save, and it should update. It didn't update. Oh, what? Why is it still 1 hour, 35 minutes? I can do this. Refresh cache. Do it again. Yeah, I think we're figured out. Okay, there we go. That's all it took. You guys got to see troubleshooting live. Yeah. So proud of me. Good job, me. Today was the first time I set up multi-streaming and I didn't break anything either. So that was really exciting. It actually just worked. So, pretty nice. Oh man, we have so many cool things to get going with this model. This model is going to go through a lot of changes. You're not a human though. You're a gobbo. There we go. I'm setting up my scene and then having all of my materials so I can kit bash and do all this fun stuff. I don't know how picky, I don't know how sensitive Twitch feels about nipples, but we're not going to find out. We're going to give you a funky little bodysuit and then we don't have to find out. I can be like, yeah, she had a onesie on. Dragon says, hey, I'm not showing signs of insulin resistance anymore. Yay. That's huge. That's not easy. That's like diet, exercise. If you have stress to lower stress, that's a lot to have to deal with. So I'm so happy for you. Oh, a new mat cap. Free mat cap time. Nifty is always giving presents, and I can't help myself but to use the present. I want to see it. I'm going to use it immediately. More than one? Oh, Nifty. You spoil us. So if you're watching and you have ZBrush and you're like, I want to use these presents, here's how you do it. You can hold spacebar, click on mat cap, assuming it's not going to be angry, and then there's a load button at the bottom, and then click on whatever you want. Okay, please don't judge my horrible downloads folder right now. It's usually better than this. Okay, so this is kind of like a shiny-ish one. I think it blends into my background a little too much, but wow, you match. I mean, this is the color that I like. This is hilarious how spot on that one is. I might end up using this one on my iPad. Yeah. I encourage other people to grab that, though. It's not for me, but I'm still gonna hoard it because stuff. Oh, there we go. Okay, what else is going on? I always have to remember if I say a bunch of like updates at the beginning of the stream that I need to talk about them more than once because I did like a tiny blurb about the Maxon thing yesterday. So in addition to being a ZBrush live streamer, I'm also part of the beta team, which is a big deal, and I'm also really excited about that. I'll be, you know, brushing elbows with some artists that I have admired and, I mean, not idolized. I don't know them, but like you know what I'm trying to say. Like I'm just so excited. I'm so excited just to be around people that I admire so much. I'll definitely be in good company. Something else really cool about the beta team is they meet every week, and you can like ask the guy who's running it, the senior project designer of ZBrush, to like, hey, how would you approach this in a sculpt? How crazy is that? I was like, oh man, this is a big deal. This is like some really cool resources I've never had available to me before. So yeah. Hello, monkey. Hello. Oh, the last back cap will work nicely, I think. I think it's someone oh, you put another one in. Number 7. Okay, that's actually a really cute reference. It's a little like it wants to be a spicy art, but it's not. But I do like it. Let me try this last. Matte cap, because I like trying new things. It was number 7? Yes. It reminds me too much of the default red wax in ZBrush, which I have strong feelings against, so I don't like it. But I'm happy I tried it. But it's not for me. Hey, where's my Polyskin one? It overwrote what I normally use. Oh no! That's okay. I can fix it. Okay, blame Nifty. He broke my scene. Alright. Angelic Goblin. The one matte cap I use is gone now. Nifty. Ah! Don't laugh. Ah! But yeah, hello, monkey. How are you doing? How is it going with having the spawn back in escuela, back in school? And I crashed ZBrush. Wow, this is great. Damn it, Nifty. All All right, where did I put this file I just saved? There we go. Just like, what's it? I saw Cintiq. I am ready for the tablet giveaway. Oh. Where the heck is my stuff? Nifty. Why did your mat cap overwrite the only mat cap that I use? Damn it. I'm not happy. I don't know how to fix that. Here, is it back? If it's not, I know how to fix it. Okay, it's not back, but I know how to fix it. Bad Nifty. So what I'm gonna do... Materials map, go to Lightbox. Materials map, mat cap folder. It's not gonna be in here. Yeah, this is material. Anyway, I know how to fix it. I'm gonna grab this. I'm going to save. Test. There we go. I'm gonna close ZBrush down entirely, reopen it, and that will fix it. Yep, my stuff is back. All right, I'm gonna load this tool, which I called test, and we're just gonna move some things around. Bam, we're back. Bam, copy. And then go back to begin. I blame Apple. Nope. That would have happened regardless. ZBrush has some quirks. And speaking of, one of the coolest things being a ZBrush live streamer, I'm actually going to have the new version of ZBrush, which is exciting. For those that didn't know, I have been using the same version of ZBrush since 2022. Just a few things have changed since then. So I'm really excited about that. There are a few features I do want to try out, and there's also a few bugs that I'm excited to not have to deal with anymore. So yeah. All right, can save Angelic Goblin. Okay, we have our step 1. This is going to be our first checkpoint. We're gonna put this up here. Very strange-like looking. And now we shall improve it. Never gifting again. Suck it. No, I know you'll share more stuff. Okay. So I think I would like to establish a better silhouette here. And I'm not crazy about her body proportions right now either. I think I'm gonna go head shopping too. Yeah, let's go head shopping, because I actually have sculpted a goblin with a big happy expression. It was a male, but I'll be able to adjust it pretty easily. All right. Let me scroll through here and we will see my head collection. I only try to save stuff that actually felt significantly different. Like this will be a good base for me to make into her. I know it looks nothing like, just trust the process. This is what I use for my Death Cleric. The Death Cleric was based off of one of the lead musicians from Metallica. It was pretty fun. All right, we are going to briefly remove her head, and then we'll give her a new head. This is gonna look insane. It's gonna look so good if you just come back. Or just trust the process. Janaea says, her friendliness recently got her in trouble. She just doesn't know it yet. And I trust your process. Oh, I know you do. You're fantastic. How did it get her in trouble? As much time, because I know you're at work, but whatever details you can share, I mean, we'd love to know. All right, anything girly. So I do think it'd be cute to give her like adorable little outfit. I always like to start off with kit bashing, which is taking assets I have previously created, throwing them all together to get a rough silhouette, and then we move on to refining that. Alice says, no trust, only goblins. I love how ominous it is too, Janaea. Like, her friendliness got her in trouble, but she doesn't know it yet. I love future consequences. Would she wear shoes? I don't know if she would wear shoes or not. Let me know. All right, and then, ooh, we could do a really cute corset-y outfit. I don't want the buckles though. And then I can modify this to have like fluffy, like princess sleeves too. Gosh, with that head, it's really horrifying. It's gonna be great. Like, actually. A female druid with what short weapons would fit them? Oh, quick random question. What weapons or short weapons would fit a female druid? I mean, a short staff? Feels pretty on the nose there. Oh, that's cute. Maybe this hair. I love that hairstyle. Oh my gosh. Yoink. Pin. Thank you. Scrolling up, Alice. Thank you, Alice. More nature would be preferred. I mean, a short staff can be very, very naturey, especially if you have it like a wooden short staff with like, it's made of vines and they're blooming, like flowers. Yeah. Oh, can she use metal? Oh, I understand now. Janaea says she picked up an admirer. We had a bounty hunter after a captain, the Japanese-styled elf he did a couple weeks ago. Ah, he's a male satyr thirst trap. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay, that's gonna be great. Okay, and does she wear shoes? Because I can give like a cute little sandal. I don't know if I want to give her like straight up heels, but giving her either keeping her barefoot, a small strappy sandal kind of like this with some flowers, maybe having laces. Ooh, maybe having laces going up, or like a boot. So barefoot, this strap, but with like the ballet slipper-esque with the ribbons going up, or a leather boot. I think those all would work well. Platform boots, that could be cute. Mm-hmm. I also can't say that word dragon, so I'm afraid to read your comment, but I know what you're talking about, and that's a good idea. And that's not pedantic, that's good. To make her as tall as the other adventurers. Either is fine, said Janaea. She's barefoot on the ship, and she wears shoes when off ship. I trust her judgment. Okay, if it's up to me, we're going barefoot, because I hate sculpting shoes. So, and I do think it would fit her free spirit. I can give her funny little, like, articulated toes. Yeah, girly, pointy feet. Exactly. Oh, a feathered Hermes-like shoe could be really cute too. If I think her feet are too bare, I will go with this sandal. So I'll just throw that into the scene in case I decide I want it. And we can flower and feather it up. All right, we're good here. We're almost at the end of our kit bashing stage. And then we will have another stamp. All right, what's a good hair blob to start with? This is my hair library. This is a good starting point. God. It's gonna be so cute, guys. I genuinely, this is one of the worst befores I've ever done on stream. I'm so glad you guys were here to see it. Gosh, okay. We're gonna grab this too, because I'm going to combine that hairstyle. I think it's cute. And then the halo. There's a few different things I can do for the halo. We'll figure it out later. Yes. Okay. All right, I want everyone to get a nice good look at This is our second stage starting point. Oh my gosh. No, don't put her on wiki feet. You could do sandals or anklets. Oh, anklets would be cute. Anklets would be a good one. All right, this is our stage 2. We're gonna get cuter from here. Not that that's really difficult from this point. God. I do want to paint these the same color. There we go. Oh my goodness. It'd be so cute. How much for an alternate in this kind of outfit? To put her in like a cute onesie like that, I'd do it for 20 bucks. That's so cute. Oh my god. I'm so glad you guys have trust that I'm gonna get this adorable. All right. What is going on with those eyes? Ah. Okay. So we are going to start working on the face because I can't take it anymore. And this is where a lot of the characters are really going to start coming together. For my own peace of mind even, we are going to hide everything except for the face, which is not something I get to do very often, so that's kind of fun too. All right. Dragon, I went through a phase. Now I write, so I've collected a lot of random information. That is so true of all authors. All right. I hope you guys are excited to see how I transform this face, because so am I. This is definitely one of those moments where I'm like, all right, hands and experience, do your thing. What is nice though is that somewhere around the 1,000 model mark, I don't have any stress over it anymore, which is nice. I'm just entertained, where I'm like, all right, hands, do the art. But the first 1,000 models I did, I really did go through the despair trying to figure out, like, am I gonna be able to figure out how to do this? Pro tip, if you're an artist, one of the easiest ways to get over that is to stop caring if your art turns out good. The second you can really get in your head to like let go of making good art, you're gonna level up overnight, seriously. But it's so hard to do that. It took me years to do that. But if you're the kind of person that can hear advice and then just immediately implement it, love that for you. That's gonna be great. All right. We're slowly gonna start transforming. That is another cute outfit. It's a little boob heavy, but it is cute. Monkey, I see that you're playing Project Zomboid. I'm just calling you out because we're friends on Steam and I saw it. Oh gosh. Alice says, fair point. I'll give you a bit of time before putting money down for that. I would love if you paid for that. That is the cutest darn thing. Just Single says, I feel like a unifying writer experience is feeling like you're gonna be out on a watch list for all the things you look up. Oh my goodness, that's so funny. Oh gosh. Alice says, okay, I'll stop posting goblins. Go crazy. I think it's great. Oh my god. Okay. This reference that you posted, it's a little boob heavy. And then Paint, of all people, said, and tits. What the fuck? That looks like only back issues. That is insane coming from you, Paint. The stuff you have sent me for your references, you have no ground to stand on, my good sir. Oh gosh. All right, so we're gonna start feminizing this face, but still keeping it goblin-y and cute. A mistake that I see really often when sculpting faces, feminine faces, is something, part of just making it look feminine is just taking away like the expressiveness of it. And you don't want to do that. It can still be expressive, it can still be wrinkly. You just want to focus more on certain proportions. Okay, I want resolution, but I don't want you to torture me over it. She's already looking cuter. I'm gonna smooth up these labial folds because I made this face especially wrinkly because it was for like a rock star, so I wanted him to look really intense. Oh, I've got to give her dimples. I feel like this would be a dimply character for sure. And I also don't think her mouth needs to be open quite this much. So let me go ahead and take care of that too. She is a goblin, so I would like to give her like little pointy teeth. Not anything too crazy, but just a little bit. There we go, closing her mouth a touch and then giving her like little fangs. I'm also gonna make her teeth crooked. It is so important when you're sculpting teeth to not make them identical. And I'm not trying to call out anybody in the comments, but if you're looking at getting veneers, don't. Don't do it, just don't. You do not need veneers, and you do not need filler. Coming from an artist, I promise, you look awesome looking different. All right. I would love to do a whole series on that too, of like doing an anonymous poll where you guys can submit whatever your physical insecurities are, and then I can sculpt them the way that I see them and that everybody else probably sees them. Because almost every insecurity that I've heard of that's physical is like such a normal, interesting human body thing, whether that is cellulite or a big nose or whatever. Like, proportionally for my face, I have a fairly large nose. From the front, it's pretty normal, but from the side, I don't know, I've got like a small ridge here or stuff. It's a common thing, especially growing up in California, to not like, but I've always thought it makes me look like my grandma, so I've always liked it because I've had that context. I saw a video recently from the creator Call Me Chris where she did like that age filter. She's like, oh, I want to see what I look like old or whatever. Like, what am I dealing with here? And the video gets kind of serious unintentionally because she does the filter and she like tears up. She's like, I just look like my Nana. And I'm like, oh, it's so sweet. And I kind of see things like the same way, so. Oh, she's looking so much cuter. It's happening. It's happening. Yeah. Just Lingual says, my grandma had me delete a photo of us together because of it being too wrinkly. Aw, I convinced her to let me just edit the photo a little. But that's not a bad thing. Yeah. Fake Alex Blue, welcome in. Quick question, are those eyelashes likely to be printable? Is that a thing you address later down the line? Yes, they're definitely printable. I have sculpted a little over 1,000 models. So the trick, and this is like the important part, because nobody wants to pre-support these things, right? If you're using ZBrush, use something called move and backface mask. So when you thicken these up, and from the side view, they need to connect straight back into the head. This is so important. If they don't, you can kind of run into some issues. I'm also still working on proportioning the face in general, but I print everything that I sculpt. This is my goblin on my crag cat for my current collection right now. Goblins are small. They're especially tough, right? And if you look at this, you can still see her big nose and like the wrinkles on her face, and it's just so important. I even have threads that are hanging from, you can't tell my little camera here. Bear with me. I'll buy a better camera when I get a bigger streamer. But anyway, I have threads that tie it together even from the antler, and you can see all of it. So yeah, the answer is yes. And I'm certain. All right. Sometimes though, I do like to add details, even if maybe they're really hard to see when printed, because I have quite a few people that print my stuff big, as like a statue. So I'm actually sculpting this request for someone that's hanging out in the comments now. This is Janae's character. And sure, it's fun to print your minis so you can use them on tabletop, but it's also fun to print them like statue size. So I like to have my models look good for either application. And it just makes me happy as an artist too. Yep. And paint also confirmed, yeah, they're printable. Janaea says, yep, I do print them large sometimes. Exactly. Just Single said, Mia, it could be fun to try to sculpt a sculpt with no supports needed at all and then show some tips and tricks throughout it. You can. I find it kind of boring just because everything turns out looking kind of like a pyramid. But I have quite a few models that only require like 1 to 2 supports. But I hear you. I think that could be a very informative video for sure. All right, this is looking crazy. Open mouths are always hard. She is a goblin, so I don't want to squish her nose too much. I know this looks horrifying. Also going to smooth out her brow bone here. I learned how to do this eyelash technique because I also sculpt pinups. And for those, obviously, I want as much little detail and sculptable makeup as possible because I'm not a very good painter. So if I can't paint it or like make it look good, I don't want to sell it. I like my stuff to be really like paint friendly, even for people that aren't great at it. All right, I need to close her mouth a touch here, so I'm gonna do a mask right here. And then scoop this up. Yeah, I think I want to close her mouth even a little bit more. There we go. That's better. And then, yeah, I think I'm gonna do more like this kind of smile, so like her teeth are gonna be closer together than I thought. And if I'm gonna make them close together, I'm actually probably just gonna make them touch because if I have to put a support in there, I'm going to cry. So I can do a clever trick here where I just scoot these up to touch just a little bit. All right, we got a tooth. There we go. Perfect. Still have some crookedness. I really like me some crooked teeth. I'm also gonna lower her top lash line a little bit. See? First time chatter. Hello, hello. Who is this? Zach James. As someone who's also not great at painting, the sentiment is greatly appreciated, right? Like, the best I can do is throw on some really mostly in the lines base coats and then a wash. I will say I've started using army paint, like the speed painter stuff. You can use contrast paints too, whatever. Just so the really thin ones that are called speed paints usually. I've been using those instead of washes. That's been working really good. Some people can get really good results by just using speed paints. I can't. I recently did my aquatic beholder in just speed paints, and it looks so dark. Like, I know it looks pretty good right here on camera, and you're like, oh, that's pretty cool. But if you look at it really up close, it's actually pretty muddy, and it doesn't really pop at all. I like really bright colors, so I'm actually working on my Highland Cow right now. And this one I haven't used speed paints on. This is just a base brown. Look how bright that is. And now I can go over with a brown speed paint and it'll actually look good. You can kind of tell this just looks muddier. Okay, I really saved it with the purple. Okay, it looks better on camera than it does in real life. It looks worse in person. Okay. Anyway. I don't want to be one of those people that's like, oh, I'm terrible at painting, and then show like a good paint job. Like, no, it's really not great. I'm really trying to... All right. Oh, there's Discord. There we go. Oh gosh. I'm gonna have to try that speed paint trick. Do it. What kind of paints do you use? Also, we have a lot of people of like my regulars that hang out that are very good at painting. So if you just ask any questions about painting, somebody will swoop in and really be able to help you, I guarantee it. Because I don't even want to be like some crazy great painter. I know it looks better than having nothing on it, and that's all I'm really concerned about. Because I find that like all the painters I really admire, it just takes so long, and I don't really think it's that fun. So, yeah. All right, this is looking much cuter. We still have a lot of work to do. But it's not looking as cursed as it did, that's for sure. Goodness gracious. If you missed the beginning of the stream, you missed out. Here's a little close-up of what we were starting with. It's a head that I'd sculpted a long time ago that it's still faster for me to kit bash from old work when I'm just starting a model than to sculpt it completely from scratch. I also think the process looks funny and it brings me joy, so. All right, she's actually looking pretty cute. Her chin is still pretty big, and she's missing a lot of fat on her face. When people are sculpting like women, I find they tend to like just keep making the chin smaller, smaller, sharper, sharper, sharper. Usually it's about adding more fat to the face. Like look at my face and like how much I have on my cheeks. That's what's making me look more feminine than anything else. So try that next time you're sculpting or drawing. Add, don't subtract. That's why all the buccal fat removal on celebrities, it don't, it ages you so much. That's looking much cuter. Oh, Madame, what paints do you have? Army Painter. Because it was on sale and it was a big kit and I thought more is more. I know you can like mix your own colors, but I don't want to do that. So yeah. And then Zach says, I usually just use Citadel. Hey, totally solid. It's what I started with when I got back into minis a few years ago. I've stuck with it since. One of these days, I'll grow up and get the big Army Painter set. I mean, I think that most people think Citadel paints are nicer, right? So if anything, you already have the big kid set. Yeah, mixing colors is difficult. I appreciate that. Oh, you can go back over the beholder with some lighter dry brushing. Can somebody please give me brain dead tips for dry brushing? Because this like, put a little bit of paint on and then like, remove all the paint on a paper towel and then go back. Like, it's not happening when I do it. And I think I am doing it correctly. It just takes so long. Maybe that's the point. I don't know. I hope I'm not coming across like I'm complaining a lot. Painting is just not super for me, but I like my stuff painted. So, it's a struggle. It's a struggle. All right. We're getting cuter here. How to dry brush models. There's a video with it. Oh, thank you. I do find that just a video I can watch, I can learn a lot more from that than a wall of text. So thank you, Paint. Unsurprisingly, Paint giving me good painting advice. I need to move these teeth up in her head. All right, we have a cuter look here. We still don't have like the charm in my opinion, but now it doesn't make me want to cry, so that's good. She does look goblin-y. That's good. All right, let's look at the whole body now. We can start working on more of this. I actually do think I'm gonna give her little shoes. How are we doing on time? We have 2 hours left on the stream. Excellent. Oh, that's right. Traveler paid for an extra hour. Thank you so much for the Ko-Fi tips. If you're having a good time on the stream, a coffee goes a long way, seriously. I have that pinned at the... You know, it's pinned. You know what a comment is. Anyway. Good, because this is a model that's going to take a little bit more time, and I always finish these off stream, but I do like when I can show more of the progress on stream, because it's just fun to see, you know? Because all sculpts go through an ugly phase, and it's very unsatisfying for me if I can't show the payoff. I do like the structure on that belt, but I'm not crazy about the layers here yet. Sounds good, Zach. Yeah, I'd love to see you in the future. Bye. Let's see. What else? Did someone say Monster Hunter? Oh gosh, yeah, you can teach me Monster Hunter, I'll teach you painting. That would be perfect. Dude, I love Monster Hunter. I've been playing Monster Hunter Rise again, so I've moved on from World and now I'm playing Rise. Which is kind of fun because Monster Hunter Rise is so fast-paced and kind of chaotic. I really hadn't touched Sunbreak at all, so it's been fun for me to get into Sunbreak. And by haven't touched Sunbreak at all, I mean like I played so little of Sunbreak. Did like the first like 2 quests and that was it. Okay, I do want some thicker thighs here. An easy way to do that is move back face mask. Just make sure you know where you're adding volume to. Like the front of the thigh curves, but the back, don't do this. No. This should be straight still. Let's make her feet bigger. There we go. I just think a softer shape for her would be perfect. I also don't care for how broad. There we go. Doesn't need to be like super princessy snatched, but I mean, if you're gonna like bring in the waist right here, don't just do this. Your better bet is to find where that rib cage is. So kind of mark out where the edge of that rib cage is. You cannot crush that any further. That is done. So now I know where that's at. You can take away a little bit right here, a little bit, but your best bet actually is just to add more to the hips. Again, whenever you're sculpting women, you want them to look a little more like stereotypical, like conventionally attractive. I find it easier to add material, not take away material. Because then they still look possible. Is this a shirt? What is this? Oh, it's our weird little bodysuit because I wasn't sure how Twitch felt about nipples. I don't know if it really matters considering I keep changing. I'm just showing it anyway, but whatever. All right, we definitely need some sleeves. There we go. We're getting cuter here. Dragon says, I think I need to start planning mini color schemes as a group so I stop having so much unused paint. I get you. So the very first stage of painting, like, you know, I guess it's printing the model, priming your model. I get really stuck once we're at the, like, pick a color scheme stage. That's about where I fall off. I actually have a ton of primed and even with like a bit of very poorly done zenithal highlighting. And then I'm like, oh, I need to pick a color scheme. And then I fall off because I feel like there's so many options. Wet palettes are great. I do have a wet palette. I can't use my speed paints with those, obviously, but I do enjoy my wet palette for my normal base coating and stuff. I think I'm just overthinking painting a little too much. I really just need more practice. I think I'm gonna start doing paint nights in our Discord so we can just hang out, chat, get some painting done, and that will keep me out of my head. I think that would help me a lot. And hanging out with y'all is fun. I guess that too. Let me lower her collarbone quite a lot. And her neck. Haven't quite done that. I do think giving her like a little frilly choker would be really cute, and then I can use that to hide the neck seam while I'm figuring out what to do there. That's where a little bit of color theory really helps. Oh, I know a lot about color theory, and sometimes I think knowing more makes it worse. Because then I'm like, oh, well, I can do these colors, and then I know this is what complements, and I just, oh gosh. I think what I need is a limited palette, where I give myself some rules or some constraints. Because when I have everything available, oh, it makes it so difficult. Yeah. Tell me about wet palettes. It's like, instead of having a normal palette, obviously where it's like a hard piece of plastic, imagine that there's a sponge underneath it. So there's all this moisture that it can draw from, but it doesn't dilute your paints. I think that's the best. I'm pretty happy with that explanation. Which means your paints don't dry out for sometimes weeks or even months at a time. Obviously there's a lid that you put on at the end. If you don't put a lid on it, I guess that wouldn't really work. Let's scoot that in. Still got some refining to do on the head, because don't we always? But we're off to a pretty good start here. To anyone that's lurking, make sure you come back to see this model finished, because it's going to be so, so cute. It goes through some, like, we've already gone through some huge changes in not even an hour. And then if you don't remember to come back, that's fine. I'll post the finished model on my Discord. Oh, ZBrush is like, we're not posting anything. That's fine. I try to avoid learning of things I want but cannot afford. I don't think my wet palette was very much. I think it was like $15. And you could feasibly make your own, honestly. Just the paper is the most important part. Oh no, did we like lose a bunch of progress? Why? Why, ZBrush? Quick save, maximum duration 3 minutes. Yeah, I mean, I didn't get that much done in 3 minutes, did I really? Well, poop. Okay. Nothing to do but continue. Speaking of, I work fast. There you go. I have autosave turned on every 3 minutes. And yeah, I lost a big chunk. Well, I guess I can spend another 3 minutes getting it done. Oh wow, that's weird. It crashed again. Here, let me figure out what's going on my side. That's really unusual. That's really unusual. What is going on? Sounds good, Paint. Thanks for hanging out and sharing a little bit of your wisdom. Always appreciate it. Ooh, the deck of mini colors. That sounds fun. A paint palette picker set. Oh, it's a bunch of money. Ooh, okay. Yeah, that's probably what Dragon was talking about. Like, I avoid learning about things that I cannot afford. Same. I hear that. $100. Yeah, that's a little more than I'd be wanting to spend. That's about my reaction, Dragon. I have a figure sculpting course I'm starting to save up for. It's also $100. I'm making slow progress at it. Here, I'll just like move slower and see if ZBrush doesn't lose its mind. So odd that that's happened twice. Be safe. You know, usually what it is it's YouTube live chat, which I do have open. But anyway, I'll stop complaining about that. Once I get these sleeves done, I want to work more on like the little details and getting more of like that whimsy cute look to her face, because she's still not very cute in my opinion. I do want her cuter. She's happy, but she's not very cute. mean, I guess her outfit and stuff. She's getting pretty cute. This is a more is more kind of situation. There we go. All right. Have that. I also want to create that tail. So to do that, oh, and then adding the wings too. I have these really cute wings that I've planned. So we will do this for the monkey tail. That's Dynamesh. All I did to block that out was use the curved tube brush. And then next, I'm going to add a little sphere at the top, and that will be that little tuft. I'm not too picky with how this tail is going to look right now. Mostly just the fur tuft is what I care about, because I'm going to change the tail based on whatever the final pose is and have that complement. All right, there's kind of that classic, almost like a lion tail. Make it a little rounder, fluffier at the top. Let's go ahead and ZBrush by half. I want this to be really smooth. There we go. That's better. And move that shape up. I want it to be kind of like a sphere at the bottom, and then it kind of curves up. I'm almost thinking of like a flame. Again, I care more about this little fur blob than the rest of the tail right now. Very good. All right, let's add a little bit of volume. I'm using my Flip Normal soft brush here. You can absolutely use the default clay brush in ZBrush. Brush, brush, brush. There we go. And then for some basic fur detailing, I actually like to use a hard surface brush of all things to kind of like strike the flow of each of the fur chunks, and then I'll go over with more detail later. I'm gonna use lazy radius, turning that up to about 30-ish. And I'll kind of just play with what I want that to look like. All right, I'm gonna increase the Z intensity, lower the size of the brush, and now I can really start adding some like blocks for how this fur is gonna flow. Perfect to have some like really punchy lines that'll read well from a distance. Just Lingual says, Mia, I put my favorite no support sculpts in the mini painting channel. Sure, let me see. Oh, those were fun, yeah. So the tabard's gonna hit the ground and everything kind of leans on itself. Yeah, those are cool. Again, though, they come out feeling very samey to me. These are very cool. I'm not talking about these specifically. It's a challenging but cool thing to do for sure. All right, let's add a little bit of fluff to this. To do that, I'm gonna grab a alpha. I like to use the scale brush a lot, interestingly. And I'll use it for fur, I'll use it for feathers, just to add like a little bit of texture. Just so it's not like perfectly flat. There we go. And last but not least, then I will use like fur brush defaults to layer on top. But you want a really solid base, otherwise it's not gonna look very good. I have a bunch of different fur brushes depending on what I'm trying to accomplish. I think this one is going to be the one I want. Because I just want a couple detail pieces that will stand out and give this some interesting variation. Can I have both pieces, please? Yes. There we go. Because like that adds so much, just having these little pieces that kind of hang off. And I'll do the same thing in other locations. If you don't have this good base right here, this isn't gonna look nearly as good. It's all about the base. That's a good start. Okay, I agree. I just wanted to share them. Share away. Oh, here we go. We'll get dynamic color options based on the color harmony you selected. Analogous, complementary. That is cool. I just have a hard time applying it to like the paints I have. And someone new here, Bri Firefly. Hello, Firefly. Is ZBrush better than Blender for sculpting? Yeah. Simple answer, yeah. If by chance you have an iPad, I know they're expensive, but for some reason you have an iPad and you want to try ZBrush, there is a completely free version of ZBrush on iPad. And like, it's actually free. Is it limited features? Of course. But it's not a trial, it's just actually free. All right, I'm happy with that. Just a good starting point. And then she's also gonna have little wings. So let's get all these key elements in here before I start fixing on the face. Oh, I totally quoted that song without realizing, didn't I? Right, I should charge my iPad. You should, like right now. I think you'd have so much fun with it. I really do. You do have to get up then. Ugh. All right, I want this cute little wing here. Once I have all the elements I have, all the big ones we know from this request, then we can go back and get her kind of cute. Life is such a pain, but so full of opportunity. I love these wings that I made. These are actually a variant of a big wing study I did. So I made this fancy wing. And then from this, I've made a bunch of different variants, whether it's for like, I think I did this variant actually for a goose. That's why it's up. Yeah, that was for my goose. I did a couple kobolds jousting on geese. One of my favorite pieces I've ever made. And whenever I make a new variant or sculpt something, I love to hold on to it so I can use it for future models. I find that I can only really keep and hold on to these for about 6 months until my skills have improved and then I have to just do it again. But it's still nice to have something to work from. All right. Good start here. And let's go ahead and save. Just Single says, not related, but plugging in the iPad made me think of that. Ah, because working out. Yeah, I've also kind of fallen off of working out. I have a hard time doing it when it's so hot and like our gym is, you know, in the garage. But mostly that's just an excuse, let's be real. All right, we're off to a pretty good start here. Gosh, she's turning out really cool. Much less cursed than the beginning. It is you're right, Janaea. We're trusting the process. We're continuing. Ooh, something I would love to start doing is putting on some little bows and some secondary features. Items. Just Single says, my gym is attached to my work, and then another gym is attached to my apartment, so I have no excuse. I feel that. There's always an excuse if you look for one, is the big thing. All right, I have a really cute bow default I can use here. All right, and now I want to create a custom brush for this instead of placing it manually over and over again. Let's see if I can remember which orientation I want this to be. I think this is fine. It's either like this or it's like this, and I can never remember, so we're gonna not remember together. All right, to create a custom insert mesh brush, have it oriented the way you want to be used, which is, this is what I forget. Then click B for your brush palette, and then create insert mesh. New, not append. And if you click and drag, there you go. Hey, cool, I did it correctly. Every now and then I do a custom insert brush for like candles, and for that you actually want it to be flipped like this, because that's the way I am, you know, placing them. But I am directionally challenged and I forget constantly, so. Worst case scenario, you just do it twice. It's really not that big of a deal. All right, so now I can start adding these really cute bows. Oh my goodness, that adds so much. I'm a simple girl, okay? I like cute things. And what's fun about this is I don't really care how well positioned these are, because I'm probably just gonna delete these and then redo them once she is posed. This is all just for concepting and getting stuff blocked out. I do think some bows on the sides of her shoes would be really cute too. And these bows are a little flat right now, and I have them that way intentionally because I can add thickness, check that out, really, really easily, so I don't have to worry about the 3D printing aspect. And then I can curve them to add a little bit more dimension and life. What's also really cool is that I sculpted these as individual pieces. What do I mean by that? It means that like I can literally disassemble the bow. See that? Because they're separate pieces, then I have a ton of control over each little aspect and getting it shaped just how I want. There you go. Or flowers everywhere. Ooh, we're gonna need to add flowers too. Good thinking. I think using like daisies would be perfect for her. I think maybe even like a little flower crown could be really cute. I tend to like to add too much and then dial it down instead of the other way around. If you're always afraid of adding stuff to your models, they're gonna end up looking pretty timid and kind of boring. Yeah, she does have daisies in her hair. That's amazing. I'm understanding the character. For anyone that doesn't know, this is Janaea's character. So she gave me a brief description of her and now I am bringing it to life. So, yeah. Janaea isn't just like repeating like, yep, those were daisies. Like, no, she's actually giving me information about her character. Gonna do a couple of flowers right here. And then maybe just, what would it look like just having some on the skirt? I think it'd look really cute. Again, I like to err on the side of too much and then take away, then the other way around. But I do think for the skirt, I would rather add like embroidery of some sort. That's what I'm thinking. There we go. So you're much the same. Just single, what? Sometimes you need to be Gorky and just paint them instead of Monkey and Finkin. Gorky, what? I feel the essence of what you're saying, but the way you chose to say it was so goblin-y and awesome. It is one of the easiest flowers to paint. That is also partly why I chose those. I'm gonna give her the cutest little pose. All right, sweet. So we have the skirt looking skirtier. That is the technical term. I would really like to have ruffles. So let's see if I can get some ruffles. I'm gonna base it. Oh, that didn't do what I wanted at all. All right, so I wanted this tube to follow the skirt. So instead of having my brush setting on once Z, I'm gonna change it to continuous Z. And then if I draw that same line, it should follow the line of the skirt, like so. And then from here, I can Dynamesh this, scoot it back, so it's actually gonna be like an under layer of her skirt. And then let's see if I can get some cool ruffles. I find I have pretty good success with just drawing some scribbles. and then extruding those. So yeah, I'm thinking just like a little ruffle pattern, just like a bunch of M's and U's, but scribbled. And then if I inflate that, it should look like ruffles. I say should because sometimes it doesn't work that good. Let me let ZBrush autosave. So I'm gonna extrude that out. And yeah, it does. It looks kind of ruffly. How cute is that? I'm gonna ZRemesh by same to clean it up a touch, but I'm pretty happy with having that under layer. I think we needed it. ZRemesh has a lot to chew through here. I forgot to decimate it first, so it's doing its best. I'm gonna let it cook on that for a second. I'll take a little water break. I would love to know what kind of project you guys are working on right now. I know we have a lot of creatives hanging out here, so whether you're an author or a painter or a sculptor or whatever, I want to know. Mia, it needs to be skirtier. You're so dorky. Okay, I think it tried to do what I asked, but it didn't really do it, so. Let me ZRemesh, not ZRemesh, decimate and then ZRemesh. There we go. Now let's try. When you give ZRemesher a lot of polys to handle, it's not really what it's used for, so yeah. Hack and Slash says, I just shared the finished tribute sculpt in Discord. Well, let's take a look. This is in Discord. If you want to join our Discord, just ask. I'd love to give you an invite. Finished my sculpt of the Clownies PR enforcer for the whimsical dystopian fast food nation skirmish. That's a mouthful in the best way. Oh yeah, check out this monkey. Bunch of monkeys. Oh, this is so cool. In the barrel. Chloe, your work is always so cool. And like your silhouette work is so strong. Even if that was just like all black, I guess white so you could see it, I could understand what's going on. Just pretty impressive. Oh, that's so sweet, Alice. I didn't know about that. That is sweet. Alright, ZRemesh in half. I don't know why I added so many polys. Okay, I'm very happy with how the ruffles turned out. And they are fighting me a little bit. I think once she's posed, the skirt will be skirtier. I think so. There we go. There's some cute ruffles. Very happy with that. So yeah, if you want to do ruffles, that's a pretty easy way to accomplish it. I am going to try and see what it looks like as a second layer. Obviously, I will need to hide the section in the middle. Right here, because that's not going to make a lot of sense. Because those panels don't connect. Alright, delete hidden, close holes, autosave. I guess it has been 3 minutes. There we go. Nice. Let's see if I can scoot that up. There we go. There we go. I'm gonna kind of just rough that into place. And also remove that section in the back. The reason why I'm keeping this like top, not petticoat, I want to say petticoat, but that's not what this is, section split is so when I pose it, I can really move it as like flaps and separate from each other. I think that'd be really cool. Gosh, this character is so fun and cute. Gosh. All right, let's get some fabric folds on this little corset. They're kind of just like bodice. Where's my slash brush? There you are. Okay, I don't really want to grab the panels with it, but I might need to. All right, and then let me think about how I want this to look. Do I want it to be more fabric-y? Do I want it to be more stiff? I think I actually want it to be more on the fabric-y side, so I'm gonna come in with my standard brush. And then detail this the same way I would just any like soft fabric. So I'm kind of just doing these like ruched fabric folds by using just the standard brush. As much as I do love a custom brush for fabric folds every now and then, I always just end up going back to my standard brush. It's kind of a catch-all. I might prefer this outfit without the stitching part. I'm undecided. But yeah, I think a little bit of fabric folds right there adds a lot. So I'll do the same thing for these sleeves. There we go. Close holes, subdivide a few times, and let's add some puff. For these, I'm going to think about adding a fabric fold that looks kind of like a Y. There we go. So here's like the top left side of the Y, right side of the Y, and then I subtract in the middle. There we go. And then I'll have one side of the Y kind of continue. And that really helps me, if I think about it in terms of like letters and like where I'm at, it kind of helps me from my fabric folds getting too muddy, which is really important when I'm working on a model so small. It's better to have like one really clear fabric fold that's giving you information about like how is this like fabric interacting with its surroundings, instead of just a bunch of folds just back and forth. There we go. How nice. Hello, hello. It's me, Olivera. Discord. Oh, I'm so sorry. I don't have it set up in Twitch yet. This is my 4th Twitch stream, so I'm a little bit of a Twitch baby. There is the invite. So sorry that I didn't get it set up. Here, I'm writing it down. I'm writing down on my little thing. Discord. In addition to Raid. So both my sticky notes reminding me of stuff now both have to do with Twitch. I will get better at it. You are so, so welcome. But how is your day going? And that goes for anyone, obviously. Don't feel pressured. But I'm curious if it's kind of been an easy work week. Mine was a little bumpy to start with. Like, not in like a bad way. I just had a lot. I kind of had that realization that August is already halfway done. And I was like, oh my God, okay. Here's like a list of 10 things I need to get done. All things that I want to get done and I'm having fun with, but I definitely wasn't mentally prepared. I think a lot of people felt like that with like their kiddos going back to school and whatnot. August just kind of sneaks up onto you. And in my opinion, September is not a real month. I always forget that September even exists. Petition for September to just jump straight to October. I think that would be great. I don't really have a need for September. If your birthday is in September, I'm so sorry. But anyway, I just need a little better bit of definition here. So I'm just gonna extrude a couple poly loops and then subdivide them over on themselves. Bam, just like that. Just need a little bit more oomph right there. Oh, she's looking so cheeky. Like she definitely would cause problems. I like it. I'm pretty happy with this. We're getting there. Just Nicholas says, I finally have The Wicked and the Warped, the sequel to The Infinite and the Divine, long awaited for like 17 years. Oh, how exciting. But I'm finishing Vampire book before I switch over. I am so excited that you are reading Empire of the Vampire. I'm enjoying it quite a bit. I'm now like on page 400 to 500. There's some cool moments there, some cool lore building, some cool foreshadowing that you obviously don't know is happening until it happens. So I think you'll like it. Alice says, oh fuck, I need to find 2 gifts for my husband and his mom. I'm sure whatever you get them, they will be happy that you just were thoughtful about it. So don't stress, no stress. Kraken says, yeah, I am having a bit of anxiety about the workload too. In addition to the full-time non-art job, I have a commission of 18 minis that are due by the end of September, plus the minis and art assets to my skirmish game. I hope that you're charging them up the butt for that. Like 18 minis? Holy God, I would be charging a lot for that. That's why I don't do it. I haven't done commissions in a long time. Alice says they have 2 days between their birthdays. Oh, good Lord. Can you try just baking a cake and then give it to both of them? Be like, it's thoughtful and it works twice. Janaea says, always causing problems. She did get a hug from the captain, finally. It only took 5+ years. That's an exciting event. All right, this is a good little point here. I'm gonna detail this skirt, and this is a really fun, easy way to add pipe folds. Okay, I'm biased on the fun. I think anything sculpting is fun, but it's easy. All right, we want this to be pipe foldier. It already has some wrinkles on here because it's a kit bash thing that I made previously, but anyway, grab your standard brush. Just draw a line. See if it looks pronounced enough. Like for example, if you draw that first line, it looks like this. That's not enough. That's like mumbling. Make sure your intensity is high. I can't give you a number because the Z intensity is dependent on like the size of your object. So that's why I'm never gonna give you like, oh, right now it's 36 Z intensity, but you might need to be higher or lower. Just look at it. I like that. Now after you do one strike, hold down Option, that's Alt on Windows, and then subtract some material. Nice. And just keep going. Add, subtract, add, subtract, add, subtract. Bonus points if you know like ruching points where like let's say you know that the skirt is being gathered in 2 different points, like a Ren Fair skirt, then you can have your points where the fabric starts being up to I'm going to explain that terribly. I'm having all these lines go straight to the belt line, but if you know where it's being pinched, you'll draw up to that point like a triangle. There you go. When you get to the center line, turn off symmetry and then subtract a little bit of material. And then there you go. It looks super pipe foldy and it paints beautifully. Paints and prints beautifully. Speaking of painting and printing beautifully, if you're interested in having the best deal to get all of my minis, I highly, highly recommend checking out my Patreon. It's less than 10 bucks. And you'll get the entire pack, which is Goblins of Frostfang. But if you look at my library and you're like, I want everything, all 1,200 models, there's a tier for that too. Ricky says, that's my husband, speaking of gifts, I have an anniversary coming up. Any ideas of what I should get my wife? That's me. She wants, what does she want? What do I want? I don't know. I'm pretty happy. What do I want? Wait, it's our anniversary. I have to get you something too. What do you want? A Windows laptop. We have a Windows computer and our Windows laptops were garbage. Spent good money on those for them just to completely crap out after 1.5 years or so. I like chocolate. Alice says, wait, you have horses, right? Yes, I have one. But my neighbor has a bunch and yeah, they all hang out. Anyway, but you have horses, right? Is there something you wanted that you got that was a bit more than you're comfortable with, but it was worth it? Specifically with horses? No, I mean, I bought like a nice bridle and then my saddle is a hand-me-down from my grandma. And I don't really need anything else, honestly. I'm a pretty simple lady. What would I want? Gosh, surely I have an answer. You know what I want? I want the Arcane Society print edition of Heat from the Kindred's Curse saga. Oh my god, I cannot find this book anywhere. And people that do sell it are asking like $200 or they're selling like the entire 3 set. And I'm like, I just want the one book and I can't find it anywhere. Oh my gosh. Again, not just normal Heat, specifically the print limited run from Arcane Society. That's what I want. That's pretty specific. Yeah. But it's okay. I don't need it. I just want it. I already have the first two, and I am losing hope that I will ever be able to have a matching set, which is fine. I'm just excited to have the first two at all. You asked what I wanted. Granted, that's not possible. I look for it every day and I can't find it, so yeah. I did find someone selling it yesterday on Mercari, I think, and if it's the whole set, and she's like, I will not split it up. And I'm like, okay. I almost messaged her anyway, like, would you please split up the set and just sell me the third book? But then I didn't send it because social anxiety. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I think we're at a good point for another work in progress point. Now it's gonna... Ricky says, awesome, I'm gonna go spend over $200 on one book. Oh yeah, please don't do that, because your money is my money and my money is your money. Don't do that. Ricky, the feet man Hoover, can make it happen. Hey, don't first, middle, and last name my husband. Alright. Oh, she has a halo too, I forgot about that. And that's really easy to add. How am I gonna make this float? I don't know, but I probably won't. It'll probably be sitting on her head in some way. But I will deal with that later. Okay, we're going to start revisiting the face. It's been enough time that I can think about it again. All right, she is a goblin, so I want big ears, big smile, big nose. But I do want her kind of goblin-y-er. And everything, all my references are 2D, which is not super helpful. Yeah, this is a great question. I would love as many men that are watching that are 35-ish or older, please. What was the best gift you ever received? I would love to know answers to this too. I agree, bigger ears. We need more ear. That's cute. Like me some big ears. Okay, pushing it. That's about probably as big as we can get with the ears. I don't like the neck seam that's going on, but I know that's not that important, so I'll probably give myself a break on that. She has long, loose waves, which we have a pretty good start to that. What is Alice sharing? A goblin medic. Oh, did you do like your own like little mock-up? Oh my gosh, she's so cute. Oh man, I need to get a closer look at this. This is a character that you mocked up in Hero Forge because it's really, really cute, and I like the hair. I like the hair actually kind of obscuring one side of the face a little bit too. Yeah. Ricky says, I'm not 35 plus. No, you're 29. But the best gift I've ever received was a wireless meat thermometer. I stab the steak, it connects to my phone, and tells me exactly when it's done and how long it should rest. That was from me. I gave that to you. Well, good. I didn't know that. Aw. I knew you liked it, but yeah. That makes me very happy. So that means I don't have to give you any more presents, right? You're done? That was my one. I'm gonna make her neck look more necky. I feel like her neck is fighting me a little bit. Maybe I should just give you a necklace and call it a day. I don't think I'm gonna have anything like that in here. Let me just duplicate the halo, scoot it down, make it thinner. Because I think that could be really cute. And then maybe I'll put like a little flower, like a gemstone even. Yeah. I think think what you did in the neck earlier, erase and ZBrush crashed. That sounds right, because I'm like, I feel like I solved this before. Yeah. Hello, Venkai. Hello, madame. Hello, sir man. I don't know who you are. But welcome, welcome. Yeah, she had a choker. That's right. I do think a necklace more like what I'm wearing would fit better, though. We'll see. I'll try it out. Do this. I think a little bow doesn't make a ton of sense, but it is cute. Maybe I will do a flower instead. A little flower necklace. Yeah, that's cute. I like that a lot. Oh, that's cute. Yes. Just Lingle says, okay, also under 30. 35-ish, we're fine. But my favorite present was when my wife invented a priming station for me. I really like it, and I see how clever she is. Oh, that's so sweet. Love it. Okay, Alice, it's a little expensive, the meat thermometer, but it is nice. Yeah. I agree with the necklace. She has a necklace of fireballs. That's awesome. How about a daisy? Oh my gosh, your character is so cool. Okay. She's looking really cute, but I do want to make some changes. So I'm going to duplicate her head so I don't feel like restrained. I can do whatever changes I want. And I'm just going to go in with my soft brush and start working on some of these features. I don't like how deep this tear duct area is. It's making her nose has a lump I don't want it to have. Love a big nose, but I do want it to be the shape I intended for. The lips are doing okay. I'm actually going to use a clay polish on them just to firm up the line so it's a little easier for me to adjust. And then we're going to smooth out some of this. I'm also going to use Move and Backface Mask to kind of add a little bit more structure to her lips. And then also play with some ideas of like dimples without her looking like she's been cut ear to ear. Your mouth needs to end, honey. Look, she's not happy about it. No. Here, I can use Move and Backface Mask to achieve that actually, and then fill that in. Look at her, she's like, you're limiting my smile. I know, you're looking a little bit like the Joker. And then I can go in and add some dimples, which I think would be really cute. I'm gonna add them really dramatic to start with, and then I'll slowly incorporate those. Do I have subdivs on this? Ooh, I don't, which is actually great because that means I can just delete this topology and then close holes, and that's gonna fix up that seam for me a lot. I have all kinds of kind of chaotic methods for this. Oh my god, mouths are sensitive. We're getting there though. We are. Okay, I need to adjust that piece of the nose as well. I'm also going to do some work on her eyelids. I have a very long laundry list of things I want to work on right now. My partner got me high quality lava lamps. Very nice. I can't say the other one on stream. I will not say the other one on stream. Have you considered multiple necklaces and chokers? Perhaps. We will see. Feng Hai says, I like to learn ZBrush. May subscribe to your YouTube. Of course, it's free, honey. That's so sweet of you to ask, all polite. She's 6+ year labor of love. And do I have a Discord server? Yes, of course, of course. Feel free to join. Let me grab you that invite. Bam. If you're wanting to learn ZBrush, I do offer mentorship. It's $30 a month and it's totally personalized. I don't believe in just dumping a bunch of courses onto you and videos and hoping you figure it out. I really think each person needs a hands-on approach and someone to tell them, answer questions as they come up, as opposed to, here's all this information. Okay, go figure it out. Some people can learn from that, but I think that's pretty tough. All right, I want these eyes to be larger. we go. And we're just gonna keep chipping away, keep refining. Gonna bring up her cheekbones just a touch. I want a little bit more control, so I'm gonna actually use a masking brush to get a little bit more control here over these shapes. And I can push this line up. There we go. It's very sensitive. Take your time when working on a face, and don't be afraid to save a copy so you can go back to your previous version, just in case. All right, let's bring some of that smile back. Now that I've kind of worked on some of the structure again. I'm gonna use my soft brush. I'm not finding a picture of the giant-eared goblin sleeping in its own ears, but that's how big the ear should be. It's gonna be too much ear for this model, but I do love it. Unless Janaea's like that is how big her ears are, then I can change it. I think it's we're pushing the maximum there though. There we go. We're getting a little more joyful here. I'm also going to bring her ears up a little bit. Kind of give more of that vibe. More of that up. More of that cute. Nice big cheesy smile. I'm going to grab my Move Topological brush to individually adjust some teeth. Okay, wait. There is a gap. Okay. Never be afraid to use yourself as a reference. Make sure you can keep track of what the heck is going on. There's a lot to keep track of when you're sculpting a character. I do want this. I don't want like a super crazy sharp jawline because it's just not realistic. I know we're sculpting a goblin, but bear with me. All right. Doing some really soft adjustments right now with the Move brush. There we go. All right, we're getting a goofier, cheesier look. It's coming together. Traveler says, I'm trying to picture the best birthday gift I've gotten, and it's a difficult one. How come? More so, you get older, what becomes the best somewhat changes. These days, my default is live to the next one. That's fair. So just living to the next birthday is enough of a present in itself. Aw. She's extremely expressive, and her ears, halo, wings, and tail are a big indicator of her mood. I think her ears are about the right size. Okay, sweet, but that means I can really go nuts with like how expressive they're gonna be. So we can max out expression here. Okay, I don't do that very often, so that will be fun for me. Let's make the halo a little crooked then, and I can actually get away with touching it to her head while still giving a little bit of like a floating appearance. Okay, now that I know that, I mean I already kind of knew that, but I feel like I have even more permission to just really push this, which is awesome. Already made some good progress. Here was like the head before, which is, you know, just kind of disturbed. There we go. We're getting brighter. We do have some work to do on the mouth and on the cheeks. I kind of missed where those cheekbones were at, so I'll bring that back. And I do think having larger lashes is going to help me here with this character. Yeah. It's just that kind of character. She's a more is more is more kind of character. Oh yeah. Oh yes. Ooh, some like wispy energy. She is sparkly. All right, I need some help on this topology, and luckily I have the tool for that. Sculptors Pro, fix my problems. Thank you. There we go. Have fun with her. I know sculpting a smile can be difficult. The balance between the smile and psychosis is a fine one sometimes. Isn't that the truth? I do think from this specific angle, we actually have some pretty good stuff going for us. But trying to get her to look cute from all angles will be a challenge. But one that I am willing to try. I also appreciate the lack of backseat sculpting. Not that I tolerate it anyway, but yeah. I still appreciate it. The only person that I would tolerate some backseat sculpting from is Janaea, because it is her character. Just to be clear. And sharing ideas and excitement is that's never considered backseat sculpting. That's always fun. That's always allowed. I would never want someone to be like, oh, I guess I won't share my idea then. Like, oh, no. Always share. I do need a more clear line of the inside of her mouth. That way I can see how her teeth interact with it. Very subtle, very important. As is everything on the face, very subtle, very important. We're getting there though. Oh, she's looking really cheesy and cute. Oh, good. Oh, what is this? I might get first time chat from a raider. Oh, cool. Green Granny Bricks. Thanks so much. I've never been raided before. This is also my 4th Twitch stream ever, so I really appreciate that. How fun. Hi. I am sculpting a ASMR goblin with a monkey tail. Yeah. That's so sweet. Yeah, the artist is currently distracted and will notice in a moment. I have finally realized what is happening. Yes. Hello, Empress. So when is the first big shift? My first official ZBrush live stream will probably be in the first week of September if I had to guess. For those that don't know, I recently got invited to be a ZBrush live streamer. It's redundant, but you know what I mean. I'm very excited that Maxon reached out to me for that. Yeah. But hello. What do you do, Green Granny? I gotta know. God, that's a really fun name. Are you a painter? Do you minis? Do you play games? I'd love to know. Okay, I finally think we disturbed the face a little bit. The biggest issue is this area. But we've made progress. And I'm really proud of that. Ooh, that singular line helped a lot. If that isn't the truth when sculpting faces, like, if I just move, there, see this? Look at that. All I did was grab my move brush and move it down by like 1 centimeter. Faces are so difficult, so cut yourself some slack if you're sculpting faces. Yeah. Green Granny Brick says, some of my peeps build digital bricks, including me once in a while. I build with Lego and other off-brand bricks in video games. Oh, how cool. That's so cool. I don't do a ton of Lego, but my dad and my husband are super into it. The last Lego that I did, oh gosh, I wonder if you can see it. There you go. Is that dragon? Here. Nope, my camera's mirrored. Oh my god. Right there. Oh my gosh. So I do enjoy me a Lego every now and then for sure. They're also, as you know, that's probably why I do off-brand stuff too. They're expensive, so they're more of a once-in-a-while treat. But the fact that you design your own is really cool. Yeah. Yes, I am apparently too spicy for Patreon. I do have a Patreon, which is where like my whole business kind of like resides. I sell free printable models. But anyway, I used to stream on Patreon for that only lasted for about a month. And then I guess I made too many feet jokes, and that was the end of that. Generic bricks are much more affordable. I believe that. I didn't super look into it because at the peak of my husband building stuff with Lego is also when we moved across the country. So we were trying to downsize instead of buying more stuff. But I might bring that up to him. It's actually our 11-year anniversary. And oh my god, in like a week. So I might look at that. I might look at some generic Lego bricks or something to kind of get him back into it. I think that'd be really fun. Honey, if you're watching the stream, you didn't hear that. It's a surprise. Okay, I just need this piece of her face to back up a little bit, and I need it to happen without deforming the rest of her face. So I will achieve that by doing a mask. But yeah, we started this character on stream today. So all my streams are 2 hours unless I hit $15 in tips, which we did today, which makes it 3 hours. I bring that up because I just think it's important to know how much can happen in one of these streams. I always encourage people that if they're only able to stick around for like an hour or so, just to pop in at the very, very tail end, just to see where the model went. Because that's why I do these little stamps right here, because this is where we started. And oh boy, did we have some scary moments. This is a more sensitive model, for sure. I agree. Traveler says, my jokes were tame and spicy as milk. I agree, but apparently is too much for Patreon. Oh well. Green Granny says, I gave you a follow. Sweet meeting you. Happy to provide your first raid. Yeah, I'm so excited by that. Thank you. That really made my day. Very, very good. And yeah, how can I conveniently follow you? I click on your name. Oh, that was easy. I have also followed you. I do want to see more of this Lego stuff. Amazing. Traveler says, so the real question is, do you stream on your anniversary week or no? It's just an anniversary. Okay, listen, my husband and I are just not really big, like, date people. I think it was our 8-year anniversary that we literally forgot entirely until our really dear friend texted us around 7 p.m. being like, hey guys, love you, hope you had a great anniversary. And we're like, yeah, we're having a great anniversary. Yeah. All right, just for my own entertainment, we are going to look at an earlier stage of this model. Ooh, that's a big bow. I think that's a little too much bow for this character. Oh, I can also show you guys the before and after on the face. One of the befores and afters. Here we go. We made some improvements, that's for sure. I am really happy with how she looks. She is cute. I knew I'd get there, I just didn't know how long it would take. All right, let me go to my quick saves and we can kind of just pick a fun random point. I'm gonna pick this point. And let's see where that gets us. Jump scare. Oh, this wasn't even that bad. That was the very beginning of me revamping this face because I actually grabbed this from my asset library. Oh yeah, we celebrate our 7-year anniversary twice. That's what was wrong about that. So close, but not quite. I always just think it's fun to kind of revisit different points in the stream and kind of see how far we went. Here we go. This is like the first 10 minutes or so. Yeah, that's that face. That's what I wanted to show you guys. So I'm gonna go through my vault right now, and okay, this is my website. If you want a free mini, it's on there. Bam. That's for my email newsletter. But what I wanted to show you guys was my Death Cleric. I think I called him a rock Death Cleric. He was based on one of the members of Metallica. I think Chris Hatfield. I don't remember. I typed in rock and I got rocks. There we go. This guy, this is where I I sculpted that face custom for him, and I was like, you know what? I bet I could revamp that to make this cute goblin. Because opening, like, honestly, been just as fast to sculpt it from scratch, but sometimes it feels nice to work with something. So we went from this, you can tell that's that same face, and got to our cutie patootie. She's still in the progress of cutieing, but we've made a lot. And if you're curious, how did you do that? Well, you're in luck. It's recorded. It's the stream. It's the stream. James. What did I call him? Yeah. Oh, it's my dad's name. How am I always forgetting that? My dad and my grandpa. I have a lot of James in my life. I don't know why I can't remember that. Yeah. Just Lingual says, you could draw Mia and Ricky chibi models as an anniversary grift. I guess I could. I could literally sell little statues of myself. I don't think I'm going to do that. But I could. Alright, what is going on right now? Ah yes, there is an hour left in the stream thanks to Traveler. Thank you again for that. And we are 40% of our way to our weekly goal of 50 bucks. Which feels like an ask. Okay, yes, that's because it is. I only stream on Thursday if I hit my goal in tips, which is 50 bucks. If you want to support that, donate on Ko-Fi. Always appreciated, never expected. Oh, there we go. Did you just, bam. Well, that was fast. Thank you, Traveler, my infamous peasant someone, for the anniversary. In case I forget next week, and probably will. So will I, probably. Well, that's amazing. Wow, okay, we hit 100% of our goal just like that. Obviously, if you still want to donate, you can. You're not limited by any means. If you're enjoying the stream, even $5 goes a long way, seriously. But that means I'm streaming tomorrow as well. Heck yeah. Thank you so much. That's very, very sweet of you. Very, very sweet. It's not an ask. I might do it. I do have them already, sure. Thank you so much. Because of that, now everybody gets to enjoy a Thursday stream. Everybody thank Traveler, please. Thank you, thank you. I'm gonna put it in the chat too, just to be redundant. I really, really appreciate that. Yeah. Yeah, our actual anniversary day is the 31st. Yeah. Oh my, thanks Traveler for taking my wife from me on a very important weekend, which you're not. It's a Thursday stream. It's just being silly. Appreciate it. I really, really appreciate it. Well, awesome. I didn't expect to hit my donation goal this week, so yeah, you made it happen. I love it. Well, fun. Tomorrow being a bonus stream, I'll think of something fun. I mean, we always have fun, but heck yeah. And we still have an hour to enjoy today as well. Oop, she lost her face. You know, it's kind of a cool looking model still, even without a head. Let me fix that. Ah. Alright, here we go. Very nice. Alice says, thank you, Traveler. How many spins is that on the wheel, or is that for an alt? I think he was just doing that out of the kindness of his heart, honestly. But if you do want a Chaos Wheel spin, we can do that. Traveler's just a gifter. He's a present man. Super appreciated. Seriously, that's crazy. Yep, was all kind. That's awesome. I shall repay said kindness by having a really awesome stream tomorrow. I'm already thinking maybe tomorrow will be the first model of my Halloween set. I could do some pretty cool stuff with that. I have a couple pretty epic ideas that I think I could implement for a Halloween collection. So tomorrow might be the first look at that, or maybe we'll do like another vegetable monster stream. That was pretty cool too. Either way, if you're hanging out and lurking, I'm streaming again tomorrow. I always stream sometime between 11 a.m. and 1 p.m. Eastern times when I start, and then it's 2 to 3 hours from there. Well, I think we have all of the main elements that we needed here. Yeah, she's pretty cute. Pretty darn cute. That's what I was wanting. What is this I hear? Vegiles? Vegetable reptile? I mean, at this point, since Traveler like single-handedly made the donation goal this week, I'm pretty sure there might have been a couple other people, but anyway. If you have any strong preference on a stream tomorrow or a stream topic, let me know, Traveler. She needs a wand or a scepter. What magical girl doesn't have one? That's true. I actually forgot to ask Shania if she does have like some sort of like conduit for her magic. Like, I know she's a mage, but I wasn't sure if she had a staff or something. I do think a wand would be really cute though. She has a gem staff. Perfect. That will also help with the posing a lot too. Give me some ideas. All right, I have a couple gem staffs, but I think this one is looking delicate and cute, and I can cover this in bows, most importantly. Traveler says, I'm easy either way. I'm not very demanding. This is true. Oh, Otaka is here. Hello, hello. How have you been? I know this is like your big, gosh, what is it? Triple work, never-ending work months? Gosh, we've missed you in D&D. I am streaming tomorrow too. We hit our donation goal, so maybe tomorrow works for you. She likes shiny, gems, confetti, sparkles, glitter. She has good taste. Alice says be more demanding. At first, I wasn't sure if you're talking to me or Traveler. All right, let me add a gem in place of this little egg shape. All right, so I'm gonna replace that with this shape. I think that will be perfect. Something just eye-catching and cool. Perfect. I'm going to toy with it being kind of just duplicated back through and see how that works. I don't think I'm gonna like that, but I just want to try it out. Nah, it's gonna be in the center, and then I'm gonna, there we go, that totally works. Perfect. Oh, that's gonna be really cool. Otaka says, yeah, 1 day summer camp, then 1 week holidays with the kids from work, then 1 week summer camp. Oh boy, it's never ending. It has been exhausting, but fun. Hey, well, I'm happy to hear it's been fun. Yeah. Welcome back, Dragon. Traveler is so sweet. Traveler is like the sole reason why I even have a Ko-Fi setup, and it has made a huge difference. Just having stuff, anything that's been a donation on stream, I just squirrel away into a savings, and watching that grow has been pretty awesome. So thank you, I really appreciate it. If you're enjoying the stream, other than just watching and hanging out, having a good time, the best way to support it is Ko-Fi, but never feel like you have to. All right. Oh, this is so cute. Let me add a little bit more to this staff. And you mentioned it was a staff, not a wand, right? You know, something that could be fun for tomorrow's stream, if I let you guys design your own character. So like we'll start like male, female, I'll just go by the chat and see what I see the most of. Then we pick the class, and I can do a lot just right there. That'd be fun. Hey, I'm glad you joined Discord server. Welcome, welcome. Right, okay, sounds good. What about some feathers on the staff too? To kind of keep like the ASMR element of it. I think I just want the bow, but I'm so glad you brought up the staff in the first place because I was kind of forgetting. Oh gosh, I really do think this matches her character quite well. I'm making this bow really big too, that way it'd be a little easier for me to get some supports on there too. Excellent, excellent. Whew. Well, take care of yourself, Otaka. That's a lot of work. Right. Let's merge this down. And because we have 45 minutes left on the stream, this character is pretty much blocked out. I think we're ready to start thinking about posing. I got some ideas. If you want to talk about pose ideas or put references in Discord, feel free. I'm gonna start to kind of just wing it. I got some ideas in my head. Her hair is kind of just like a hair block right now. I am gonna soften that up once she is posed. All right. So the first thing I'm gonna do is get ready for posing. So what I do is I grab all these little subtools and I start merging them down to simplify the sculpt a little bit. What Transpose Master does is it already merges everything down, but it makes everything a separate polygroup based on those subtools. So if I just have like a million, it can be a bit much to keep track of. So it still does benefit me to tidy up at least a little bit before I start the posing process. Anything that's going to bend or deform a lot, like her body, I'm gonna want multiple subdivision levels on. Everything else, I can pretty much just wing. Thank you guys for hanging out with me today. This has been a really good time. 10 minutes before I started the stream, I had made Twitch affiliate too. So it just, and I got my first raid today. So it's been a really, really good day. All right, let's merge all that down. Perfect, perfect. I don't think I'm gonna need these straps because they're actually really hard to see. So let's go ahead and remove that. I don't think her corset is actually going to move all that much, so I'm going to go ahead and decimate that. Decimate just means I'm reducing the resolution. You're like, oh, does it make it look pixelated? It can if you go too far down, but for the most part, it's just so I can keep the software happy. Absolutely. Veggie Gamer says, oh, congrats on the affiliate. Thank you so much. I don't know a ton about it yet, but this is on my fourth Twitch stream. I mostly streamed on YouTube and Patreon until I got myself banned by making jokes I guess I shouldn't have made. They were very, very tame. They were just feet jokes. Anyway. But yeah, I'm really excited about that. So I can kind of customize Twitch a little bit more and bring in some emojis I have like from my Discord server, and it just feels so official, you know? That's really cool. Also, welcome to the stream. Oh, that's cute. For a pose idea, I always picture her excitedly waving. Oh, I'd love to do a wave. Okay, let's do a wave. And then let me go ahead and grab that reference and throw that in my little pile of references. Bam. Let's do a wave and then have her other hand on the staff and she's like pushing off a little bit. You know what I mean? Like I can really kind of get her that floating look with a big wave too. Oh, that'd be so cute. And I'm really excited because her sleeves cover her armpits. You guys do not understand how hard it is to sculpt armpits. I mean, it's not the worst, but like it's just an annoying thing to have to grab references for. I'm not passionate about sculpting armpits, so if there's clothing covering an armpit, I'm very excited. I can put that arm up. If it's exposed, I don't like to. Otaka said, wait, was it really the feet jokes on Patreon? I don't think I ever heard how it resolved. I never got a confirmation on why I got banned from Patreon streams. I talked to them at length for months. So much so that, I mean, they actually ended up inviting me to their Patreon ambassador program. It's like, wow, we love your content and blah, 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 blah. And I was like, okay, cool. Can I stream on Patreon again? And they were just explicit that they could not tell me why. They could not tell me why. Just that my account's in good standing. Everything is fine. But yeah. And I'm like, if you can't tell me what it was, I can't, like, I'm going to do it again probably if I don't know what it was. But yeah, no, they would never tell me. And this was weeks back and forth of emails. It was insane. It was crazy. Yeah. Do I have a schedule for my YouTube live streams? I stream on YouTube and Twitch every Tuesday and Wednesday, starting around 12 p.m. Eastern time. Sometimes as early as 11, sometimes as late as 1. 12-ish p.m. is the start time on Tuesday and Wednesday. I do stream on Thursdays only if I hit my donation goal, which we just did. Thanks, Traveler. Thank you so much. if we surpass this funding goal, I can push that towards additional streams as well. Yeah. So yes. Traveler said, so there's a movie called The Prophecy that had angel characters doing an interesting way of sitting. They'd sit or pose like birds. That'd be cool for like a harpy. I think maybe something like that for her, but also using her tail to balance or help. Sort of like acting on our base connection point or like on a cloud. That could all be super cool. I'll really keep that in mind, just like the daintiness of like a bird to get that like floating look. I'll keep that in mind, especially for like this kind of excitable waving pose we're gonna do, but like bring up those knees. Yeah. Oh, Nifty is excited that you talk about The Prophecy. I've never heard of it. To be fair, that's not saying much. I'm the opposite of a movie buff. I don't hate movies. I just don't watch a lot of movies. All right. Back to organizing all of our pieces here. Here we go, my Hero Forge idea for her. I'm not happy with a lot of their stuff. It doesn't work for her. You could use her staff to stabilize her. Yeah, I do think my character is a lot cuter. But my goodness, all considering, I feel like I'm pretty surprised at how much I kind of captured the essence of your character here. I'm very glad, because your character is really unique, you know? There's a lot of different ways you interpret it. So I definitely think this was a very good glow up over Hero Forge for sure. Dude, the colors are fun, though. I love that. Oh, the earrings. The earrings and the rings on her tail. I could add that really easily if you want me to do that. Stupid question. I doubt it. It's probably a good question. Veggie Gamer says, so this is a commission or request for a D&D player for their character. I'm very new to all sort of things, but it looks amazing so far. Ah, thank you. So here's the stick. I don't do commissions because I like to do my own thing, and I don't like people telling me what to do. But I like people's creative ideas. So this is my website. I have sculpted over... I sculpted a rock, apparently. Anyway, I've sculpted over 1,200 models at this point. And what I do is I take ideas from my patrons. So that's my Patreon. I take ideas from my Patreon and then I make them into full-blown characters. So sometimes my requests are really vague. Like I had some people being like, hey, I'm like, do you guys just want like something in the sewers monster? And they were like really excited about that. So I came up with this idea. This is my sewer serpent that released last month. It's just really fun. So yes, everything I sculpt is for D&D and to be 3D printed. This is from this month's collection, which is a goblin shaman on a crag cat. This is my favorite piece from that collection. But that's what I do. Obviously I have classics like my aquatic beholder. It's aquatic because it has lobster claws, but other than that, it's just pretty beholdery. But it's really fun. I've been doing this full time for 7 years. So that's just sick. There's my Patreon, and if you want to browse my library, it's free. This is my website. There is a link here for a free mini. You do have to join my newsletter, and I really would appreciate if you did, because it's hard to reach people on social media consistently, and it's so much easier to just email y'all what's going on. So if you do that, I do have a really cool free mini that I put up today. This is brand new. These are the minis. Here's the printed example. Those are this big. That's the printed picture on the right, and the left is the render. It's so important to me that I show the printed pictures for my models, because that's the whole point, is to 3D print them. Be very leery of buying 3D models online when they don't even print their own stuff. Maybe they're just like too busy, or maybe they're just like a corporation. They don't really care, is how it comes across to me. Like, how would you not want to print your own stuff, you know? So just keep an eye out for that. But yeah, I appreciate your question a lot, because tons of people are probably new and lurking and they don't know what's going on either. So good question. Yeah. Especially for like me and don't have or use social media. Exactly. Janaea says, I've been seeing your posts on Facebook lately. Oh, good, because I have started doing that recently too. I'm trying to get better about that. Absolutely, Venkai. So Venkai, if you join my Discord server to advertise to sell stuff, that needs to go into self-promotion. And you can only do that once or twice a week. Also, I really discourage that, people going to my server and immediately self-promoting. build up people knowing you and you're much more likely to make sales. But if you just want to share your art, oh heck yeah. There's a channel literally called Share Your Art, Share Away. Yeah. Veggie Gamer says, oh wow, I love that. The models look awesome. And thank you for the explanation. Like I said, this world's new to me. Do you have a 3D printer? Are you new to 3D printing? I'm a big 3D printing fan, so if you need help with 3D printing, let me know. Those are resin 3D printed models. That is correct. I do also do FDM prints as well. Very, very important to me that I can print stuff on FDM. Not every single model, because some stuff is just too fragile, but most things. I have a Discord invite on both Twitch and YouTube right now. If you're just lurking, feel free to lurk in there. Also, like, shout out to my lurkers. You guys are my people. I don't talk anywhere except for my own server. I'm getting better at that. I'm actually going to a book signing soon. And I actually posted in that Discord being like, hey, I'm gonna go to this place. Excited to make friends. Took me like an hour to send the message, but I did. All right, I'm gonna save this and then I'm gonna show you guys how to pose in ZBrush. Thanks for listening to my explanation about, you know, my business and what I do, because I love what I do and I could talk about it all day. You're very welcome. All right, we got some references. They sit or pose like that. Okay, so they're kind of like perching. Okay. It's a little spooky. Is this a scary movie? The Prophecy. It looks a little spooky, but that does look cool. I am terrible with horror movies. I don't have it in me. Hey, Alice the goat, like always. Quick try for the first pose. That's so cute. All of your guys' pose references, I directly use them on stream, so thank you. I really appreciate it. All right, let's get posing. I'm also gonna put this ZPR into my archive. I always save a copy of my ZPR before I pose, just in case I want to go back to it and repose that character and make changes at some point. Do I ever go back and make changes? No, but I might one day, so I hoard them just in case. One day we'll get no assets, straight to pose stream. What would I be posing then, Nifty? All right, that's done, that's done. Bam. Oh, I forgot to rename my stuff. So I'm gonna delete this really quick and go back to my subtool menu and rename. This is so important. If you have duplicate names in your subtools, it does not work. Yeah. Oh, that would be really cute, Traveler. I was thinking that pose similar, and using her tail as like some fluffy cloud or a standing rock. Oh, we have a lot of cool ideas we can do here. And then one day, no assets, no pose, straight to print, and we'll watch the 3D printer for 4 hours. I understand now. You're making a joke. That was very funny. I didn't get it, but I get it now. Okay, let's put the staff right here. And I like to do some really basic polygrouping right at the beginning in ZBrush. So let's grab her arms and her sleeves would probably move with her arms. Do the same thing for her legs. Polygroup, and the polygroup, all I'm doing is clicking Control W. If you're wondering what the heck is a polygroup, it's kind of like telling the software, hey, I want to be able to grab this piece later on. So I just polygrouped her head, so now if I click on it, I have just her head. Before that, it would have grabbed like her hairs or her ears, that kind of thing. Emperor says, this is such an interesting model, isn't it? I'm so glad I streamed this one. All right, I think we're in business. Watching the relaxing waves of fresh resin. You guys were so dorky. Oh man. Hey, I have an ask. I haven't asked for you guys. If you have printed my stuff and painted my stuff and used it in games or any of the above, because I know pretty much half the people watching have, if you could post a picture of any of that, prints of mine, things you've painted of mine, stuff that you've used in a game, I mean, I don't care if it's just a picture of your game and my minis happen to be somewhere in there. If you could post those in Discord under, gosh, I don't know, doesn't really matter. Printed showcase? Yeah, 3D print showcase. I would so appreciate that. I'm starting to gather like testimonials, positive reviews, if you will, of just like seeing you guys actually use my stuff. It helps me with future designs and the way I want to balance characters. I would really, really appreciate it. Yeah. Yo, the goblin baby I posted. Yeah, exactly. I'll probably grab stuff just from the past as well, but if you do have, people don't tend to post pictures of their games, which I understand because you're playing the game. But if you could take a picture, I would love that. Isn't a polygroup just another name for a polycule? All right, we have 30 minutes left on the stream. Let's go. I'm gonna pose this thing. Just Lingual said, if you'd like, I'd be willing to paint all your models so you have a minimum of 1 painted of each if you paid for the paint. For 1,200? Neither one of us can afford that. For 1,200 models worth of paint? Oh gosh. Yeah, you and your wife, Just Lingual, have painted some amazing stuff in general. I always get really excited when you paint my stuff because you guys are so talented. Janaea says, I'll work on it this weekend. Thank you so much. I'd really appreciate it. All right, let's grab this. Let's grab this. Bam, bam. All right, we're all prepared to pose. First thing we're gonna do is move this arm up because the wave is gonna be one of the most important parts of this. So I'm gonna grab her arm. I'm gonna grab the rest of her arm, grab my transpose line, and move it up. You can see why the elbow thing, or armpit and elbow, becomes an issue. All right, how high? It's okay, elbow about shoulder height. Yeah. And then from here, I can rotate this. It's funny because like the posing and like the sculpting process feels slow at times, moment to moment, but then like in as little as 2 hours, you can have a brand new character created. So it's like, it's fast, slow, you know? And I'm gonna make sure to face that hand flat. I might even sculpt a new hand with the fingers a little farther apart as well to give that impression. Hello, Dragon, welcome back. Shakes fist at internet. Are you getting thrown out? Otaka says only painted models, or I can post my gray pile of shame. Oh, gray pile of shame, always welcome. Nifty says character in 2 hours. Stop it, Mia. Why? Because fast? All right. And that just puts on stream too. I have done some dumb fast sculpts off stream before, but you guys keep talking to me and being interesting, so I forget. All right, so if I was gonna stand and do this pose, I would push my right foot down, right hand up, so my left leg can go up. So this one stays here, and it's this one that would move. Let's go ahead and hide her skirts so I can see what is going on with her leg. And then bend this back a little bit. I think that would be cute. Cute. Nifty says, yes, I'm 50 hours in on the current model. Hey, different kinds of work. Your stuff is much more like showpiece, you know, super polished. And it shows, you know? And you're slow. And then we never saw Nifty again. No, I'm kidding. You know you're a regular if I'm like a little mean to you. Not like actually mean. Just a little mean. And then if I were to, okay, I kind of lean towards it. I see my students will spend hours looking for references, and part of me is like, oh, I'm so proud of you guys, and another part of me is like, wait, you're not sculpting a dragon? Do the pose yourself. Like seriously, it will always be better. That's why you see me like, I'm actually moving to see what feels comfortable. And if you're like, but Mia, I'm really awkward and I don't know how to move. Yes, you do. You can do it. But then I have to move. Oh my God. How did you move the hand so easily? How do you do that? Can you explain? Absolutely. Hold down Control. That activates your masking brush. Mask the hand. Make sure if you're going to use a masking brush, you don't... Never mind. That's it. Hold down Control. Bam. Get your hand. Now hold Control and tap somewhere off of your model. Not on the model, somewhere on the canvas. Now your mask is inverted. Click W for your 3D gizmo. If this funky line shows up, click Y on your keyboard. Y as in yak. Now hold down Option and you can click on this little like arrow, like a restart arrow, and that will make your gizmo look like it's not a mess anymore. Then touch on the location icon. And then this is the most important part. You need to put your gizmo where the joint is. Otherwise it's not going to work well. See this? Like that's not how a hand moves. And that's not how your hand should move anyway. If it does, please go see a doctor or an exorcist. But anyway, hold Option again and keep it held down. And then you can actually grab the arrows in this gizmo and position it. So you want it to be at that joint. And then you can move it around. You can wave your little hand. That's how I do it. Otaka says, oh, and does it help if the models are like showcased, like prettier picture surrounding? Hey, whatever your little heart desires. If you want to make it look pretty, I would love that because I am going to use these in ads, probably. But not like ads on Facebook, but like on my website, I want to like show more of my community using my stuff because I actually have a community that uses my stuff and I forget. Also for my own ego, because it brings me immense, incredible joy. I'm probably going to print these out and put them on my corkboard. So yeah. It feels awkward for me to ask too, but like if you're going to take the time to take a picture and post it in our Discord of my work, if you could like write a sentence about, I don't know, why you like my stuff. It could be anything. Just like, yeah, Mia Sculpt's fun. I don't care. Like you don't need to sound like a walking advertisement. It's all just super helpful information on so many different levels, so yeah. Veng Hai says, you're a great teacher. Thank you. I think that's why the ZBrush Live people picked me. Janaea says, my husband tells me he shows his love by being spicy. If he doesn't like you, he's really nice. Yeah, same. Same. If I'm just like super straight nice and I'm never like, this like lower register where I talk, I know I have a high voice, but like this is me when I'm comfortable. If you guys see me out in the wild, you're gonna hear, oh, hi, what can I do for you? Ah. I have this really like, yeah, I sound way different. Nice voice. Yeah. Just Single says, when my wife needs a pose, she grabs and moves me like a figure doll. And I'm so used to it that I pretty much stiffen into poses immediately, even if I'm doing something else. That's incredible. Yeah, I have quite a few pictures of my husband on my camera roll for the same reason. He's great. Thanks, honey. Just Lingual says, you could overcome your own anxiety by saying that we can use @thank you as permission to steal the photos shamelessly. What is @thank you? But yeah, I would love that. Thank you. Post nice things. I need testimonials for my business because marketing. Thanks. Otaka says, okay, I have a mission for after the stream now. Perfect. Ah, you guys are the best. Thank you so much. My brain's like, see, that wasn't so bad. And I'm like, nah. it's very difficult. I'm trying to take marketing more seriously. Yeah, business, but also because I have quite a few students that are like really getting into selling their stuff and they're building from zero. And I did that, and it's like I don't even remember how I did it sometimes. So I'm really trying to come up with a nice, clear program for lovely people like Empress, who has been asking more and more business questions. That has not been lost on me. And I just want to be ready to, you know, provide the best resources that I can. And there's nothing better than trying out what you preach, you know, practice what you preach. So yeah, Empress especially, pay close attention to the kinds of changes that I'm doing and the moves that I'm doing with my business right now and copy the hell out of them. Nothing that I'm doing is proprietary or special. Okay, if you make a website and call it The Vault, I'll be like a little like, can you call it anything else? But outside of that, if you just make a website with your full collection on there and call it like whatever, call it whatever you want, I'm not going to be offended or weirded out by that at all. If every time I run a sale, you're like, oh, it's time to run a sale, do it. Simplify, simplify. Also, this goes out to a lot of my students. Y'all are not posting my self-promotion channel nearly enough. Every time that Matt posts in there, he makes sales. Use this awesome community that you're interacting with. There's plenty of room at the table. Yeah. Yeah. All right, and then I need to move her shoulders. Come here, shoulder. No, there's an easier way to do this. Grab her whole arm and just move that arm up. Oh my gosh, this character is turning out really cute. Do I? No, I kind of flick the other way, not towards myself, but away. That looks better. Yes. Hack and Slash says, I am terrible at marketing my work. You are, and your work is so good, and you have so much knowledge behind you. You're the kind of like, I'm gonna get good at this, and then I can tell you guys all of my secrets on stream. That is my plan. I never want to sell a course marketing to professional, like other creatives. I will eventually do like consulting calls where it's like X amount of dollars for like an hour to talk to me one-on-one, because I really believe in like, I don't believe in blanket advice for anyone. That's why my mentorship for ZBrush isn't just, here's my videos, now go figure it out, you know? But anyway, I'm gonna figure stuff out and then I will report back and we will all be better off for it. Give me like a year. I've got so many things I'm just starting to put into motion right now. Also, if you've seen this online where they're like, oh, if your art is just really awesome, it'll speak for itself. No, it doesn't. I need you to know that. It's not, it's rarely about being the best artist in the world. It really is about clear packaging, messaging, marketing. I know it's like a less sexy answer, but it's the truth. And also give yourself a break. If you're trying to improve your art, you should do it because you love it, not because you don't think it's good enough to sell. Gosh, if I ever do those marketing, like consulting calls, I'm gonna have a huge disclaimer where it's like, you're not paying me to be your friend. I'm not gonna just be a jerk, but like, it might be a really short call if I ask you like, well, what do you have to sell and you haven't started yet? Make some models first. Yeah. Are you making this model as a single part print or multi-part? Single part print, especially for minis. It's just easier to print them as one piece. I can't imagine trying to key this. I would go insane. It's too small. It's too, I mean, you could key anything, but like, why? If I printed it really big, that's a different story. Yeah. Network, trust me, it's really helpful to build a business. So true, so true. I have a lot of friends in the industry and it's helped me a ton. That is so true, just lingual. Very true. I'm gonna start a channel called Lingual 3DM and put my models in the safe. Honestly, go nuts. God, Lingual 3DM would be so funny. Lingual 3D models. Speaking of, I think I already told you this, but if your wife has any questions about art and business, don't be shy, don't be weird, reach out to me. Not because I have all the answers, but because I am willing to share literally everything that I know. I strive to be the opposite of gatekeepery. I really, really do. All right, and then let's rotate the whole thing. This is our first posing pass, and it actually looks decent. Generally speaking, a pose needs to be done twice. I do it, again, like in 2 different passes before it looks like anything. But we're actually kind of off to even the first pass looks like something. A little stiff, but really not bad. I can do more though. I think the straightness would help a lot. How do I do that? How do I straighten your elbow? What am I doing? That looks better. I'm gonna need to sculpt her little arm from scratch, and that's okay. All right, it needs to be about there. And now I will move this part to fit it, not the other way around. There we go, that's better. Sometimes it's easier just to grab like your arm piece and then put it where you know it needs to go, and then make it make sense from there. It's a more chaotic way of sculpting and it looks worse initially, but it's whatever works, you know? There we go, that's looking better. I'm also going to put this in silhouette mode and see if it makes any sense. It does! Huzzah! Pretty good first pass. We still need more energy. Yes. Next stream idea. First 500 print model. It's giving me a stroke just thinking about it. Just Lingual says, she will for sure. Today was her first day as an artist and she worked on the commissions. But one of the biggest goals she has is just to make art but have a community ahead of likes. And I think that community building is something you're great at. Aw, thank you, I appreciate it. I do. All right, I want to split these wings into 2 different pieces. There we go. Perfect. All right, so we have our first pass of the pose. Let's keep it going. I have 10 minutes left on the stream. I can do quite a bit with that. I have a bunch of pre-sculpted hands I've done, so I can use them on multiple projects. And then we can really play with just like the overall flow. In my opinion, the feather on the right side doesn't look right. The feather or the whole wing. Either way, don't backseat sculpt, it's not a good look. All right, let me get a hand. I kind of want like a looser grip, but I want it to be clear. I think this one might be perfect. And if not, I can try a different one. That's the beauty of having pre-made assets, is you can kind of go through a bunch. And if you don't like it, try another one. And if none of them work, you'll have an idea of which one worked the best. And then when you spend time sculpting it from scratch, you're not wasting your time. There we go. I think these fingers are too long and weird. And just not my favorite. So let's try this one. I almost feel like, oh gosh, what is it? The 3 Bears, where I'm like, this one's too hot, this one's too cold. Like, that's so much of what art is, of just like finding what the best in between is gonna be. Also notice that when I pose, I don't get stuck on one area for too long. It's best to just move around and get little bits correct at a time, and they'll start to slowly kind of fold together. I think it's important. Do you think your work for Titancraft helped you shape your workflow of pre-made assets? I think so. I think it helped. It helped me just get things done, because it's very rare that I ever sculpt something for Titancraft and I thought, yeah, like, until I wasn't proud of it, it wasn't exactly soul fulfilling work by any means, you know? I got really good at starting my workday and just getting it done. Feeling, I guess, more like a machine, which obviously long term does not feed the art soul, but you need to have a balance of both. You need to have a, this is your job, it's time to get it done phase. That's something I don't think I talk about enough on stream that could really help a lot of artists. I really find way too much time is spent just thinking about getting things done. Just get them done. It sounds silly. It's like, oh, it's not that simple. And I'm like, no, it can be that simple. You have to let go of the potential of what your model can be. Because if you always think that every model has the potential to be the best thing you've ever made constantly, if it's your job, that's gonna drive you crazy. But it also depends on where your work is. Let's say that you do like statues, like showpiece kind of stuff, like the best possible sculpt you can do of Catwoman or Superman. Then actually, no, you do want each model you make to be the absolute best you can do. And whoever is licensing and paying through the nose for that license expects you to do the absolute best that you can do. But if you're doing what I'm doing, where it's not that, you know, I'm not like really proud of my work and I'm putting a lot of effort into it, but I'm not gonna spend 3 hours thinking about how the wind is accurately simulating through her hair. Does that make sense? All right, we're a little bit closer. There we go. Perfect. And I meant to keep a copy of that first draft of the pose to show you guys the before and after, but I forgot. All right, now let's look more at the silhouette. We can think more about the shadow placement, the wing placement, all that kind of good stuff. I want to get the main character making sense first. Oh, and this bow. Oh my goodness, this bow has been driving me crazy. You are not abiding by gravity, and I would like if you did. All right, here we go. Let's grab you. And there we go. Ah, feels so much better. There's a couple of things, like, I have a huge laundry list in my head of things to get done, kind of like a sim. I just kind of like queue them up. But some things are definitely much more satisfying to finish than others. There we go. All right, we got one wing, we got 2 wings. I'm not terribly concerned about how they're gonna fit onto her back because I can kind of like fudge as needed. My biggest concern is just like the silhouette and how that's gonna flow. I love that Empress. Empress says, my unsolicited advice is also just go for it. We spend so much time wondering if we're ready, if we're good enough, or people will buy it, will people care? Yep, you just gotta go for it. Because one, you're never gonna have the answer to that question anyway, and if you did have the answer to it, you still have to do the same amount of work. So get in there. Good, I'm happy to hear that from you. Yes, your brain doesn't know the difference between thinking of getting things done and actually getting things done. It's very important. It's very, very, very important. Yep. Ricky said, I am so ready to play some Satisfactory tonight. Right. Life outside of work. Ah, yes, that is right. All right, I love using bend curve to better, oh gosh, I forgot I hid her hair. It's horrifying. There we go. And now I can kind of just play with. Yeah, look how much more expressive that is. We now have like this lift in the pose. Oh, that's really cute. I love it. Be careful not to like grab elements and make them exactly parallel like this. It's kind of like the same logic when it comes to like tangents. You don't want tangents. Okay, I did that and then I kind of liked it actually. I hate when I'm like, hey, don't do this, generally speaking, and then I do it and I'm like, okay, that actually looks pretty good still, because I'm wanting to push this as much as possible. Anyway, I'm not wanting the line of her wing and her arm to be exactly parallel. It'll look a little stiff and a little weird. I also want to separate them a little bit for readability. All right, now this other wing needs the same treatment. Otaka said, I just realized at 10 p.m. where every store is closed, that I've basically gone for work and volunteering for 2.5 weeks. Everything in my fridge is expired. Oh no. Not that there was much that could expire, but still, I'm hungry. Do you have like any, like, I don't know, rice and beans? That's a pretty good staple and those usually take a long time to expire. Yeah. I haven't noticed a save for a while, or maybe I missed it. Okay, well, it's supposed to save every 3 minutes, but I guess I could do a manual save. That's reasonable. There we go. And bend curve. Where do I want to put you? Looks a little awkward from the back, but we're making really good progress. And maybe the height. Yeah. There we go. Oh my goodness, she turned out so cute. Not turning out, she did turn out so cute. I never doubted her. All right, I'm gonna have these different colors. I think I'd like it the other way around though. So, okay, I'm curious. Who is not the oldest regular? Are there people here from years ago? Oh boy, I don't keep great track of that. But I do know, I mean, Embers has been around for a hot minute. So is Paint. I mean, for years, I mean, yeah, I mean, Just Lingual, I think I was Just Lingual's most watched YouTuber last year. No, who is the oldest regular? Who is the single oldest regular that's currently here? It might have to be Hack and Slash Minis technically, even though he was gone for a long time. Clute has probably known me the longest. Yeah, no, it has to be Clute. Clute knew me like pandemic era. Like, I had just started sculpting at all. I mean, I can't stress enough how helpful they were and like, just, I can do this, and oh look, someone paying attention to what I'm doing. Oh look, someone giving me tips. Oh look, me being able to share what I know. I mean, it was just awesome. Yeah. Yeah, it was definitely, yeah, Hack and Slash Minis. Whenever I say Hack and Slash Minis or Clute, they're the same person. Yeah. Otaka says, I have pasta and rice and stuff, but I don't want to cook. I just want yogurt. Do you have granola? I mean, that could kind of help. Alice, I think you're newer on the streams, but you've supported me on Patreon for a long time. Yeah, Hack and Slash says, I think I started following Mia back in late 2018, early 2019. My first sculpt ever was in 2018, and I opened my Patreon at the end of 2019. So yeah, you are the old, you win gold star. Pretty awesome. That's why I was so excited when I saw your name pop up just the other week. I was like, oh my gosh, welcome back. Well, that was a fun stream. Man, that was a productive stream. Ricky, I feel like I've been around longer though. You do not count, husband. All right, we have officially run out of time. It is the end of the stream. I always, if I have the energy for it, I will offer a overtime. I'm just thinking what that would look like today. Let's see, if I was gonna start a brand new model. Yeah. Okay. Never expected. You're welcome, Janaea. If you want to hang out for another model and do an overtime speed run, which means I will try to start and finish a model in an hour, that's a goal of 20 bucks. Never expected, always appreciated. Those are donations on Ko-Fi. I'm not banking on that, so I'm going to look at other streams to raid right now, because this is the end of the stream. Again, if you want another hour and a brand new model, I can do a model start to finish in an hour and a half off stream. So an hour wouldn't happen, but I could get something done. Instead of a brand new model, you could do next month brainstorming. I could do that. It would be less exciting, but I mean, I'd be down. That'd be less work for me. I want to start working on Halloween. So without spoiling, because I might want this model anyway, I want to do a new rendition of the Headless Horseman, but do a feminine version, so a Headless Horsewoman with a coach full of undead horses, kind of like Thestrals. That's one of my big ideas I want to do. If I don't make it for Halloween, I just want to do it in general as a personal, like, passion project. So that could be something I start. Yes. Yeah, how cool would that be, Janaea, right? It's a passion project I know I'm going to do at some point, like, no matter what. Because let's be real, like you guys like know in Lord of the Rings, that movie, like all those people riding horses, all those manly warriors with beards, they're just women with beards glued on. Literally. Yeah. Janaea says, I was considering asking for a cart in the future. Leave it to Mia to make spooky horse girl. 100%. There you go. If you guys want to hang out for another hour and start spooky horse girl hour, our goal is 20 bucks. Never any pressure. There's donations on Ko-Fi, which is pinned in both chats. But again, I'm not banking on that. So I'm going to look at other streams to raid because I remembered I had my big sticky note on my tablet. Look at me remember. Look at me go. Do you guys know Lord of the Rings, Mia? I don't know if I specifically said, do you know Lord of the Rings? I mean, like, I meant, like, you know Lord of the Rings. I did say that. Oh my god. What is that? English. Yeah. Is that a jewelry shop? I've never heard of this Lord of the Rings. Oh my god, I meant, like, do you know, like, in Lord of the Rings, I removed my California-ism of like, and it changed the entire sentence to be, do you know Lord of the Rings? That is embarrassing. Okay, it's not an M3DM stream if I don't humbly embarrass myself at least once. It's okay. I also like Star Wars. ¿Por qué no los dos? Me? Alright, how the fuck do I raid? Oh gosh. I know how to do it. I found it. I found the button. Yeah, I'm not forgetting this time. I had my sticky note. Wait, is my camera not mirrored? No, it is. Okay, okay, I'm not forgetting. I'm doing it. Oh no. Alright, what is happening here? Indulging my hyperfixations, painting my 3D prints. Okay, that's darling and hilarious. I'm gonna send you guys to her. I just click on the stream. Yes. Yes. Start raid. Okay, I'm doing it. I did it. Now, if you donate, you don't get an extra hour. I just say thank you and that's it. So yeah. But seriously, if you liked the stream, thank you so much for being here. I officially made affiliate, which is awesome. If you want to buy me a coffee, do so at Ko-Fi. All right, we're doing it. All right, well, that's it then. All right, y'all. Take care. Bye.